Hello, and thank you for joining us for Scarredlands, Purge of the Serpentholds. I'm making new games. That's all right. That's how I roll. I'm Corinne of Roll the Roll, and I'm known as Manic Pixie Girl on Twitter. I hope everyone watching has been washing their hands and maintaining social distance if they can. Before we jump into the recap, I have a few announcements to make, as usual. Firstly, I'd like to thank Ryan at Simulcray on Twitter for the theme song he created for our show. You would have heard that during that last Starting Soon screen. I'm going to post that right now. Check him out. He's great. Oh, go ahead.
I want to call to your attention real quick. You've got me on there twice instead of Candy.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
Candy was there. How did this happen? I'm so confused. All right, well, I'm going to fix that real fast. I have no idea where Candy went. She was there. Okay, let me find that camera. Let's fix that. We don't need two Megans. You're great, but we like Candy. Let's fix this. Where is Candy in the screen?
You're great, and we like Candy instead of but, because then it makes it sound like you don't like me.
Yeah,
we don't just have that talk now.
Yeah, we're gonna have that talk live on stream. You're great, but we like Candy and we don't like you. Sorry. That's the way of it. I don't know how Candy disappeared. Maybe it was something to do with the addition of a friend into the group. That's my best guess here. But I think we fixed it. Okay. There we go. You can see Candy now. She's here. All right. I will continue with what I was saying because Candy's back and not two Megans. He has opened the commission slots and a new computer, so hit him up for all your music needs. I'd also like to thank the Onyx Path for inviting us to run this show, especially during their convention. To donate to this convention and the wonderful causes OPP is supporting, please click the link in chat, which I will post now, but I'm sure it'll be posted many times today. And if you haven't picked up the Scarredlands Player's Guide yet, you can get it via PDF from DriveThru RPG or in print from Indie Press Revolution. Linking both those in chat for you. Keep accidentally going to Twitter. There we go. Today, I believe we are doing a giveaway of the Scarredlands 5e Creature Collection PDF. I just got this PDF myself, and it's fantastic, so stick around for a chance to win. And if you haven't checked out the Legend Lore 5e Kickstarter, why haven't you? With 19 days to go, they have met their original goal of 15K and begun pushing for stretch goals. At 20K, a GM screen will be added to help you run this game better. So click the link in chat and get in on the fun because it's a very cool game and I really enjoy it. There you go. And finally, if you would like to support this show, please check out our Ko-Fi. As always, I will put that link in the chat for you. And that's basically it. Without further ado, I'd like to pass the floor to my players. Introduce yourselves, tell us a little about your characters, and then we'll have a special guest on. But for now, we'll start with Hiromi.
Hi, I'm Hiromi. I play Zasa, who is an Atsathi wizard, which, if you're not familiar with Scarredlands, means that I am playing a snake girl wizard. I write for a bunch of people, including Onyx Path, including Scarredlands, although I don't have any advanced knowledge of what's happening.
Because I made this all myself.
It's true.
Just so it wouldn't be spoiled for you. It's just for you. All right, next up, Candy, who was briefly Megan, but is now not Megan.
Hi, I am Candy. I am the producer and DM of the Dicey Amazons Twitch channel. We play tabletop games, we play video games, we have new shows coming out, like a lot.
Like constantly.
Yes, like constantly. It's weird. But I play Kai Thorncraft. I am the itty bitty tin can, the halfling paladin of the group.
And next up we have Megan.
Hello, my name is Megan. For your entertainment today and mine, I will be playing Caravan. She is a bloodstained Triton monk. She has anger issues, but is generally delightful. She likes butts. Thank you.
She does enjoy butts, and we had basically an entire episode about that. So, check that backlog once it gets uploaded. It's pretty great. Next up, we have
backlog.
The backlog. Check out the backlog. Rune, you're up.
Hi there, I am Rune. I'm a freelancer with Cubicle 7 making art things. I also am on a bunch of streams. I am playing the chaotic trashfire that is Marigold, the Drendali College of Remembrance bard. So, hello, I'm extra, as if you could not notice.
Very extra. And last but not least, we have Shawnee.
Hello, I am Shawnee. I play Shaho, who is a Manticore Ranger. She's going after becoming a Beastmaster, but for her, it's Master of Lizards.
And she has a fantastic lizard. All right, before we get into what we did last week, I'm going to show our good friend Travis, who's going to pop in and talk to you all about this con a little bit. And Travis, you are on screen.
Hello, welcome to Onyx Path Con. This is our first online virtual gaming convention. We are gathering to play games, have panels, have a bunch of fun, enjoy a little bit of socially distant camaraderie, and raise some money for the Bodhana Group, which is a therapeutic gaming charity, and the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund. So 2 amazing causes that desperately need your support. One might argue now more than ever. So if you could, please hit those lovely charity links that I'm about to drop in the chat. If you head over to the onyxpathcon.com /charity, there's information there on how to donate. Last I looked, we're at about 86% of our goal on those 2 charities. So I would just be tickled to the 2 moons of Skarn if you could get us across the finish line here. Also, if you caught earlier today, there was a brief discussion of the forthcoming Scarred Lands campaign, Dead Man's Rust, which will be a full campaign set in Central Skarn, taking characters from levels 1 through 10, which Hiromi also does a little bit of writing on, just a scotch. And that is, in essence, what brings me here today, because not only am I here to talk about the con, I'm also here as a player. I will be playing human wizard, pronouns he, him, named Lucian Bane.
And
You.
yeah, I think, is this going to be one of the first humans you all have encountered? Like, just a human?
NPCs, but they are rare.
Yeah. Yeah, there have been some human NPCs, like shopkeeps and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Most of your friends are not humans, so maybe you'll have a new human friend.
Maybe.
Oh, the game category did not transfer over.
I got it.
Thank you. I certainly didn't put it in that way. I think it's probably a holdover from the last stream. It didn't update. Thank you very much for that, Baldwin. All right. So, Travis, you are going to be sent away for a moment. We'll call you back when we are ready for Lucian to be here. All right?
Look forward to it.
All right. See you soon. Alrighty. So it is just us again. Travis is totally not here in our Zoom call. Definitely not. Because you can't see him, and if you can't see him, he doesn't exist. It's like peekaboo with kids. All right. So what did we do last week, everyone? 2 weeks ago, we did take a break last week. What did we do, if you remember? If not, I can fill you in.
Megan.
Why everybody looking at me? We went to an Ass League tournament, the All-Star Squatters tournaments. It was the best day ever, and we should have stopped the campaign there, because I feel like it can only go down.
And go down it did. It got hella serious.
That episode was some emotional whiplash.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Y'all.
Yeah, I usually try and stick things with similar moods in certain sessions, but it just didn't work out. It needed to happen, and I'm like, well, you all are going to go be sports spectators and then have a super serious conversation.
It was fun, butts, but somehow wholesome for 2 hours. And then we went to leave. I took a nap and kind Kai and Marigold started screaming at each other. So
There was no screaming.
We were not screaming.
there was emotional screaming.
There was emotion. There was no screaming, darling.
Yes.
Honestly.
But it felt loud.
I just a loud scream.
I think
Aside
it
from
felt
my
loud is a
voice.
good way to say it. It felt loud. Yes, there was something of a revelation that occurred in regards to Kai. Candy, do you want to talk about that a little?
So Kai, based on her background of being very hurt and dealing with a lot of like physical pain, ended up looking to Chardoon to find help with that pain. Chardoon is not a very nice deity. He is known as the slaver and the, what is it, the chained?
He's known as the slaver, the overlord, and
Overlord.
the general, I believe.
General, okay. And so, as Kai came into her powers, some of those powers from Chardoon at 3rd level, she decided that she wasn't too cool with the way he did things. And so that came up in last episode when she ended up speaking to him. And he's not a happy camper.
Yeah, he's not a happy camper anymore. Like, before that, he was gonna kind of give you a bit of a lecture, but it didn't even reach that point because you came over and were like, hey, I'm leaving you. And and then he was like, oh, well, this went differently than planned. So we'll be seeing a little bit of that today. Your party discovered that you were worshipping Chardoon, which they weren't too pleased about, considering most of them, if they worship anything, worship, deities that are pretty counter to Chardoon's beliefs.
Right.
So all that happened directly after basically 2 hours of butts, which was a weird, kind of a crash course in emotions. But after that, you had to go have a very serious conversation with your boss, Sina. At this conversation, you discovered that she thinks she's being sabotaged, and you all seem to agree. Anyone want to talk a little bit about that?
2 weeks ago.
I know. If you don't remember, I
forgot
completely-
about this part. I
Yeah.
was just on the emotional part
Yeah.
there, this plot part.
We were all sitting at the table in the barn, and she had that special little thing that was really shiny, and I kept wanting to bat it, but it cloaked us so no one could hear our conversation.
Yes, so you had a very secretive conversation when you were in the tavern. You all basically let her know that Morin, or you think that Morin,
Yes.
Morin, her superior, could have sabotaged another group. This group is still alive. You did not tell Sina this. She still thinks they're dead.
Mostly still alive.
Yes, they're mostly still alive. 3 of them, anyway. The 3 that you met.
tried.
There are 2 that are dead. But she thinks they're all dead. And she, has come to she's reached the same conclusion as you. She thinks there's a mole. She's not certain it's Morin, but it very well could be. And she is trying to find you a new Serpenthold to go to, another piece of Mormo. But she said, relax, take some time. I have a lot to think about. And, we'll touch base again soon, basically, if we're going to use corporate lingo. You are now all free for the day. It was about afternoon when that happened. So there are some things you can do. Shaho, I know that you had wanted to go shopping. Does anyone else want to go into, the shopping area of this trading outpost?
Do I even have money?
A little money.
I mean, I'll go over. I don't know if I have anything that I want to buy just yet.
Okay.
I'll get some boba and then wander around after them and just sip obnoxiously loudly.
That works. So
I
it
will
doesn't seem
cast silence on you.
like everybody is going to go together? Oh, Shaho,
Sure.
Shawnee, go ahead.
I'm just wondering if maybe I don't remember. Did we I know we didn't tell her that they all were dead. Weren't dead, but
Yeah.
did we say anything about the eyeball?
Oh, yes, yes, you did. You did turn it in.
Okay.
That did get turned in. So you didn't give it to Morin though. You waited until Morin was gone to give it to Cena. So you have handed that over. I forgot to mention that you don't have a ticking time bomb in your bag of holding.
To make sure.
For folks tuning into this for the first time who are wondering what the hell is going on with a ticking time bomb that's an eye, we're gathering up pieces of a Titan who is not the mother of all monsters, but she's kind of the mother of all monsters. Some cultists believe that if you assemble all the pieces, she comes back to life and ushers in a new war. Does that happen? Are we taking the pieces from someplace and putting them someplace where they're even more dangerous? We don't know.
Yes, you are in a delicate position because cultists are seeking to put the pieces together, mainly driven by, the will of Mormo, but you are also basically putting the pieces together, except in a different place. The idea is that the phylacteric vault is going to entomb the pieces to keep them separated, but in a secure location instead of out in the wilds. However,
So we've been told.
So you've been told. You don't know how successful this has been. Sina was able to say that she saw 2 pieces get put away herself. She did not see the other one, and we do not know if anything's happening beyond that, since you do believe there is a mole. Probably named Morin.
It's actually Cena. We know it.
Cena the whole time.
Gasp.
You did all very much distrust her in the beginning, and you do still a little bit, which is fair. But yes, so that's kind of where you are. Shaho, you in particular were looking to go and buy a gift for Yasi, was that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so yeah, we can definitely get into that. Kind of move into this. Let me just get some great sound effects going for you all.
Marigold,
Yes, darling.
you know about tattooing and everything.
I
Do you
do.
think you could help me pick out like a really classy ink or like something to go with this tattooing?
We're talking ink for tattooing, right? Not ink for letter
Yes.
writing.
For
No,
tattooing.
of course I can. No, absolutely. I need to go find some ink. Sorry, I'm a little preoccupied.
Do they have them with glitter?
Yes, but the
You
whole
can get
thing-
glitter tattoos?
You can get glitter tattoos, but the problem with them is that they do tend to have a high rate of rejection. The ink sort of gets into your skin and sort of irritates itself after a while. So some people do just fine with it. The microglitter sort of just hangs out and stays there, but others don't. So it's a real crapshoot, honestly. I wouldn't go for it if I were you.
Okay. Well, I do think a lot of people irritate themselves when they've been there too long, but
Oh, I know I do.
don't we all?
So, tattooing. Now, there is magical tattooing that has, like, it depends, it really depends on what you want it to do. This thing, and I bare my throat, and there's this gorgeous, hum a few bars, and there's this gorgeous green, sparkling tattoo that just basically looks like wings up the sides of Marigold's throats. This is magical, and this was expensive, so...
I don't
you
think I want to go above maybe 10 gold at the most.
Okay, so not the sort of ink. No, we can find something perfectly serviceable for that, though.
So, I would like you, anybody who's trying to help Shaho find, some sort of place that she'd be able to buy ink or tattooing supplies, just roll an investigation check for me. I want to see how well you're able to navigate the trading outpost area, all the little shops and stands they have set up.
Talking about investigation. Okay.
Okay.
I sang and it didn't help.
Also preoccupied.
Yeah. Kai, what are you preoccupied with? What do you think you're thinking about?
I think we all know what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, probably.
You thinking about?
Marigold is mad at me.
I'm not mad at you. I just haven't asked yet.
All right, so, yeah, Kervin, wow. I think this is the first time you found literally anything ever.
Kervin is looking for glitter ink.
Correction, you did find the eye, but the eye was literally staring you in the face. So
It was like 40 feet.
it was massive and staring at you. So
It's hard to miss.
yeah, a little hard to miss. But you do, as you're wandering around, you are going past various little stalls. You know, you do see that Lazaro is here with his lizard wares. You see that there are, you know, just like potion sellers, things like that. You also find that there is a little kind of tattoo shop that's been set up. It's not a shop in the standard sense. It's more of a... If you were to go to a fair and get a tattoo at a fair, that's basically what you're encountering. But as you take a look closer, it looks like the actual quality of the equipment and the different inks that they also have for sale is pretty high, despite the fact that the entire operation is a little bit sketchy. It seems their quality of equipment is good.
Here's the thing: is the shop clean? And I mean clean. And do they have a clean room?
I would like you to roll me just a perception check to see what you see.
Oh God! Alright. Marigold would know these things.
He
Oh,
would know.
God.
He would know.
Since would people who have proficiency with tattoo supplies probably have advantage on rolls like this?
Yeah, since it's about
Okay.
tattooing, Marigold, you would have advantage. You know about tattooing. You have a proficiency in the tattoo supplies, right?
And I do too, actually.
Okay, then yeah, Kai, you can go ahead and roll as well. Just perception with advantage to see if you notice if they're being cleanly.
Wait, so an author, a world-class plotter, an aristocrat, and a tattoo artist?
I've been busy.
Kai does a little bit of everything.
Old is Kai?
There we go.
30
No.
something. 30 something, I forget.
Oh, if we're using tattoo supplies, can I also roll
Oh,
on
no,
that
no.
rather than
I'm sorry, I'm
perception?
87.
Yeah, I
Okay,
would
that
say
makes
that
more
you
sense.
could also roll this with tattoo supplies if you're better at that. Just
I
because you
am.
know about supplies. So yeah, roll that again for me.
Okay, let's watch roll a 1.
And I would like to say, perhaps Kai was a childhood prodigy or something, you know? She's been hitting the pavement.
I was thinking about another character. I'm actually 87.
Oh,
This
okay.
character's 87.
Okay,
Plenty of
87's
time to
a
do
little-
things.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
actually
Oh, okay. All right, so, Kai, you're taking a look around, and you see it looks pretty clean. They seem to have an area to wash up. They have protective equipment. They seem to be switching out these kind of like gloves that they wear that they then take off. Marigold, you notice that although it's pretty clean, as you know, Kai noticed, it does seem like because it's in the open air area and there's a dirt road beside it, anybody getting a tattoo here, no matter how good the tattooists are doing, could experience some chance of infection due to the fact that literally dirt could just get in their tattoo if a cart rolls by.
Right now, we're not stopping here.
Okay.
Now,
I mean, if you need someone to clean it.
Well, I just wanted to look at the, inks and things.
Yeah,
Not
if you
get
just wanted
one.
some ink, you're not getting a tattoo. It's just the ink. This is a really cute pop-up stand, and I don't know why you're being like this.
Well, for one thing, I know what I'm talking about, and you don't. For another thing,
It's
That's-
ink in a bottle. Who cares?
because it's
It's
bottled
sealed.
here, you ridiculous. Okay, it's bottled here,
Tattoos.
and there's a dirt road right there, with manure and cows and livestock and people.
Okay.
And maybe you should ask where the ink's bottled. I don't know. But what do I know? I'm just.
Do you think that they bottle it
Do
here in the dirt?
They might. I don't know. That's
You
what I'm
can-
going to ask.
You can definitely ask. So do you approach the stand?
I guess.
All right. So you approach the stand, and you see that it is being run by two people. One of them is a dwarf with a long beard that has been braided and kind of coiled up so that it's not at risk of getting into people's tattoos, essentially. The other is a tall elven woman who sports a lot of tattoos. The dwarven individual, you couldn't really see any tattoos, but they were wearing long sleeves. One of them is currently tattooing. You see that the dwarf is tattooing. There's like a human like face down in the little chair getting something done on their back. But the elven woman is free and currently looking at like an appointment book up front.
I guess it's me. I forgot I'm the face. I will absolutely waltz up to the stand and lean in. Hello, darling.
Oh, hello! Are you looking to get a tattoo?
Oh, no, of course not. I'm looking for ink, actually. You don't bottle this here, do you?
Oh, no! No, of course not. That'd be horribly uncleanly. I mean, already being set up here is a little bit iffy in my opinion, but,
Exactly. I was just saying.
Brett says it's fine, and he's the one who runs the stand. I don't really have the place to say, but yes, no, we don't bottle it here. We have a shop. We're actually currently moving shops. We're just trying to make a little money on the side before we continue.
Actually, do you mind if we go to your shop to look at things? You probably have a broader selection there, yes?
Yes, we do have something set up along the way, back that way. I can take you, as long as, let me check with, Brett first. Then yeah, we can definitely go over there and take a look.
Delightful, thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. And she goes back, seems to have a soft conversation with Brett, who is the dwarf who's doing the tattooing. They seem to have some sort of conversation about schedules and about like who the next appointment they have set up is. And then she comes back. All right, I've got about 15 minutes. Then we'll have to be back. It's not too far. Just right down this way. And she starts leading you, like, there's a little side alley that you can go through. And then you see, if you squint, you kind of see what looks like a tattoo shop sign, like, kind of off the thoroughway. It's not in a great spot, which is probably why they've set up out here.
Good to know. I guess you follow, yes?
Everybody follow?
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. So, as you're following, she's just kind of talking on. So, do you tattoo yourself? I see that some of you have tattoos among you.
Oh, I do a little.
Well,
we get
we're
some
always
time.
looking for additional apprentice.
Darling, no, we're much too busy. We're just here to buy some ink.
Oh,
Thank you so-
of course.
Thank you so much for the offer, though. That's so thoughtful of you.
I
Well,
already has like 5 jobs.
5. That's quite the number. What are you doing?
Everything, everywhere we go, somebody else is like, "Oh my gosh, you're so awesome! Let us sign you," and she has to be like, "I just can't. I have too much money."
Well, quite the problem to have, I suppose.
I'm actually confused. Okay.
Kai, so you have many professions?
I've lived a while, and I like to learn different things.
Oh yes, must keep busy, especially with that longer lifespan. I've done many things. Tattooing's just the newest.
So you know.
That I do.
See, Caravan, not weird.
I didn't say it was weird. It's just it keeps happening.
I'm older than you.
But go ahead.
No, I was going to ask, wow, your name just ran out the back of my head. I'm so sorry.
It's okay, you're sleepy. Who are you talking to?
Shaho. My beloved Shaho.
Yes.
Darling, what sort of ink are you looking for? What colour?
I'm I don't know what colors he already has.
Wow.
So I guess I'm just looking for something unique.
Oh, we have a very unique selection. Yes, let me show you. And she, kind of pushes open the door to the shop. It was locked, but it seems like it may have been some sort of magical lock because she didn't have to put a key in. But you felt that if you had tried to push it, there was some sort of feeling that wouldn't have let you do so. As you go through, you see a well-maintained shop. They have a big wall of inks that have prices on them, as well as like a clean room area in the back and various places for tattooing back there. So it does look like a legitimate shop. As she, guides you over to the ink, she's like, well, take a look. We have so many options. Some of the more unique inks are a little higher up on the shelf. But let's see. We have some just beautiful, rare colors. Some you won't see anywhere else. Well, you might see them somewhere else, but don't tell anyone. And then we have some special inks that will create invisible tattoos. Tattoos that have an effect without appearing visually. We also have, let's see, what would your sword...
So what's in, like, the 10 gold range? And under?
Okay, 10 gold. All right. So, we have our mid-tier range, which are still unique, but, not the tier of the invisible tattoos. In the 10 gold range to the right here, she shows you to the kind of the middle portion, where they have some very beautiful, vibrant colors that you think probably wouldn't be incredibly common, but we would need a tattooist to roll to see how common they actually are for the price.
I've given it some more thought, and Yassi's really cool and everything, so I think I want maybe something that is kind of metal, but like it changes color.
Oh, I'm not even gonna roll.
Wow, that's the second nat 20 on these tattooist supplies. Marigold on a roll. So, are you looking to get like a metallic ink, or are you looking to get like something that has a mood effect?
A metallic ink, but it shimmers to like 2 different colors.
Okay. What colors would you be interested in?
Something like some shades of brown, and then like kind of onyxy.
Ah, yes. Okay. Let me go in the back real fast. And she goes in the back, and you see that it probably wasn't on the shelf that you were at. Not necessarily because it's super expensive or anything like that, but it seems like they had specific in-season colors. Things for the current season, which you would think is kind of like a early summer. And, a brown to onyx metallic probably wouldn't be quite a summer color. So she goes back, she rummages around for a little bit, you hear some boxes moving, and then she comes out carrying a little wooden box that is filled with inks. And she holds it out to you, and inside that you see that there is a row of brown to onyx metallic-looking inks. Now, usually I would charge probably more around like 12 gold for something like this. But this is for somebody else. It's a gift, is that right?
Yes.
Are they a tattooer?
They are.
Well, I'll give you a discount if you tell them about this shop and tell them to stop by. They may not be interested in being an apprentice, but I would love to speak with them and see if they are. We really are trying to expand.
Well, sure, I can pass the message along. But
all right.
If you do decide to expand, maybe get a place that's not close. Marigold, it was close to the road, right?
Oh no, that's just a pop-up stand. This is the proper shop, and it looks actually quite nice.
Oh, okay. Well then, don't worry. I'll tell people about you.
Thank you so much. Yes, we're trying to get a new shop that is more in the public view, but still, able to have our quality. The problem we were having was nobody knew the shop was here, hence the tattooing out there. We're drawing the customers back in, but it really isn't as sanitary as I'd like it. I'm talking to Brett. Believe me, once we get the funds, we're putting up a new shop in the main thoroughfare, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be okay then, so. All right.
Is this good ink?
I don't mean to be rude, but have you considered a sign?
We have. They keep getting taken down.
Delightful. I just turn to Shaho and look down at the ink and pick it up and hold it up to the light, give it a little shake.
Yeah, so with your fantastic nat 20, you see that this seems to be high quality. It seems to be what she's looking for. You obviously can't tell for certain until you use it, but it has the effects that you would expect of something that would be a metallic ink that has a color change effect from brown to an onyxy color.
Just one question. What was your name, darling?
Oh, yes, I didn't even say, did I? No. I'm Mallory.
Mallory, lovely. I'm Marigold. Mallory, just one question. Do you happen to have any azure from Dear Drendal? Just kicking around.
I might. What specifically more are you looking for?
Azure from Dear Drendal. It's, a bit rare in supply, actually. It's sort of, this color. Actually, this color exactly.
That color. All right. Because it sounded familiar, but I didn't have, when you know a color, but you can't put it with a name.
Well, they don't make it in Dear Drendal anymore, but...
Yes, let me check. And she goes back and starts looking. She's back there a lot longer. But then she comes out with a much smaller box that has, that looks kind of like a little bit dusty. Like maybe it's been sitting around for a while. And then she opens it. She's like, well, I'm not certain if these are the right color, but it's the most promising thing I have. And she holds it out to you to take a look and see what's inside.
I am looking for a particular color of blue from my homeland that has a silver sheen to it when it's turned in the light. Is there anything like that in there?
You take a look. You see a handful of colors. When you dig around the box a little, there is one that kind of fell over. And as you pull it up, you see that it has that blue color you're looking for with that sheen. It looks like it's the very last bottle.
Give it a little shake. It's still valid, yes?
It doesn't seem to have gone bad or anything like that. You would have to, pour some out a little bit to test it further, but in the bottle it looks okay.
Right, I will. Mallory, these two will be perfect. How much would you like for them both?
Well, I was giving the deal on the metallic one, so, just 10 gold for that, as long as you pass along the word. But, as for that one, I honestly don't know. We haven't sold it in quite a while. Well, I'm trying to think. I suppose it's rare, right? If we, it's not being made anymore. But I can't promise to the quality. So, we'll say 10 gold as well, because I honestly can't promise on quality, with how old it is. I honestly don't know.
Delightful. I will hand over 20 gold for the both, and hand Shaho.
Oh no, Marigold, I have to buy it. It's my.
No, darling, just get me strings later. It's fine.
Oh, if you say so.
I do.
And she takes the gold, puts it away in their little register that they have, and she's like, well, it has been lovely dealing with you. I really do have to get back, though. My next appointment is in about, 5 minutes. And she kind of rushes off, kind of shooing you out the door. As the door closes behind you, you kind of feel that magical effect again, where if you tried to push against it, you would be pushed back. But I would like you all to roll an investigation check for me. Oh, damn.
If we fail this, it's gonna be great.
Okay.
I see my feet.
Shaho and Kai. Shaho in particular. Shaho, you have eyes like an eagle. As you are kind of leaving the shop, you're going back onto the main thoroughfare, and you see a really interesting store. There is a store that is being watched over by an orcish man. He has dark brownish green skin and short hair grayed with age. His most significant features are the faded constellation of star tattoos dotting his arms, and his scrimshaw tusks that are capped with silver ends. He looks despondent and worried as he watches the street outside the window. He's kind of standing inside looking out. And he's seemingly waiting for something or someone. You both notice that there is a beautiful large corset in the window, much like the ones you found in the perforated plains. It is tailored to fit an orc, seemingly, just given the size and just kind of the way it's built. Perhaps the owner knows something of the trader who fell prey to the flesh corruptors when you were out in the plains.
don't see shit. Do, 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 do.
So yeah, only Kai and Shaho really notice this.
Yeah.
That's a really pretty corset in that window.
What corset where? Who?
Look over there, that shop.
Where?
It's right down there. It stands out.
Interesting.
No? Don't see anything.
As it's pointed out, you are able to kind of see where they're pointing. It is this beautifully tailored corset that, like the one that you saw when you were in the plains, is just larger than most corsets are. You're generally not seeing too many orcs in corsets because they're just simply not made for them, generally speaking.
Oh, that shop. Did we
You
find
wanna
it?
check?
That's a good idea.
Who
That
has
seems
those
familiar.
things? Someone has them, right?
Yes, they are like in your cart that you have. So you don't
Okay.
specifically have them with you, but you have access to them. You've probably left them at the inn or something like that, in a safe location where you wouldn't worry about it being robbed.
Yeah, Caravan's just gonna wander in.
All right. As you wander in, are you all together or did Caravan go alone?
Oh, go with Kevin, of course.
Okay. As you both step in, if anyone else is trailing behind, you can follow right in. It's not like it's locked or anything. But as you come in, the man, kind of glances over at you from the window, and he tries to put on, a brave face. He kind of gets that, like, I'm smiling for customers kind of face. He's like, how can I help you? Come right in. We have a lot of wares.
Hi, do you sell a lot of these, like, corsets for beefy women?
Yes, they're made by my daughter. She's quite the tailor. Fantastic at, building the corsets and the gowns for the fuller figured Orcan women and, just other, people who usually the clothes aren't quite made for. We make clothes for minotaurs, we make clothes for orcs, we make clothes for ironbred, the shapes that aren't being tailored to in most shops.
Do you have like a sales ledger or something? Because I feel like you wouldn't have a very broad customer base. Maybe more like regulars.
Yeah, of course. Give me just a moment. I'm kind of trying to remember where things are. And he goes in the back and he pulls out the ledger. What exactly are you looking for?
Oh, well, we found this corset out on the road, and it seems to be, I don't know, not very common. So I was thinking maybe we could try to find out more information about who it might belong to, because there was some other stuff with it.
Where was it found?
Did we clean it?
I believe you did. I think you used
Good.
prestidigitation and mending on it, if I recall.
Because there was a lot of gooey stuff in
There
that
was goo, yeah. I recall you all mentioning, like, you asked if you could do that, so I assumed you did it. I assumed you cleaned it.
Ride and
Yeah.
goo.
Yeah.
Oh, it was, gosh, I don't remember. It was in a wagon, and then there were these guys that we kicked into a hole. And there were, like, some gnats around that wanted to eat us. Do you guys know anything about geography? Where were we?
Oh my goodness, we were in the perforated plains.
That sounds like a place we've been.
You were in the
Yes,
plains, you
Kevin.
say?
We were, yes.
Oh, this is the news I really didn't want to hear today. Okay. He clears his throat and he closes the book. And he's like, what else did you find with the corset?
Jesus.
There was some armor that was like for an ironbred. It was like really nice armor. It was full plate. There was, with the corset in particular, there was this parasol that had a pearl handle. It was really pretty. Like whoever had it was really fancy, or is really fancy. I don't know what they're doing now.
Marigold's
I'm
actually
surprised for it.
using that, I think.
No, you actually have a different parasol.
Okay.
Yeah, you all didn't specifically take the items that you found because you had a feeling there was a sad story. But
It was
yeah,
a really nice cloak, and it had a clasp with a tree on it, and there was this little doll. I've never seen anything like it before. It looked like it was half elf and half orc.
he, you see sorrow like really pass over his face. He was already sad to begin with, but he clearly recognizes these items. That corset belonged to my daughter Eula, and the umbrella. She had that thing for years. Made it herself. She loved beautiful things. She made this shop to cater to others like herself who wanted fine things shaped for them. She and Haniel, they left a while ago to go to the Ganges, so Pratsha, my granddaughter, could learn about her father's people. But if you're saying their things were found in an abandoned cart in the middle of the perforated plains, I fear they didn't make it.
I'm so sorry.
We didn't find them, so maybe they just got spooked and left.
It's a nice thought, but I don't think so. It's a dangerous place. I told them it was too dangerous, but they didn't want her to grow up not knowing that part of herself, and the Ganges are so secretive. They don't usually allow people in. It was their one chance to go. Eula, she wanted to see Veritray. They say it's one of the most beautiful places in all of Gelspad, maybe even all of Skarn, and it's just... They hired a guard. It's probably that iron-bred armor you found. He was a good man. But sometimes strength and weapons aren't enough to protect you from the things out there. Do you still have the things? Did you keep them? I would understand if you'd sold them. I'm sure they were worth a lot. She's made gorgeous things.
I don't think we actually sold them. We held on
No,
to
they
them.
look like they belong to somebody. Like, we
I
didn't
do
wanna sell
believe.
them.
I do believe they're back in the cart. If you would like them returned to you.
That would be really, really great, That doll was Pratch's favorite thing in the world, and I'd... Yeah, I mean, if you could give them back, I would be eternally grateful. And not a lot of people would, bring them back.
Do you know if the horse and cart were theirs as well?
No, they, well, it was, but it was new. They purchased it for the journey. They, never really left the area before.
All right.
We can consider it a fair trade if you want to keep the cart.
I'm gonna go grab that stuff, guys. Caravan.
Right.
Heads
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
While we're waiting, I really appreciate you taking the time, even if you didn't know it when you walked in, to tell me what happened to them. But, Eula, she wouldn't want this shop to die. I'm no tailor. I can't do what she does. But if you find one with the right mindset, send them my way. I don't want this shop to, disappear into obscurity because she's gone. It's a mission that she wanted to complete, to make things for people who weren't finding them elsewhere.
I am so
We'll
terribly
absolutely
sorry to
keep an eye out.
We will keep an eye out.
Thank you.
In fact, I'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
I have an idea.
Hi, are you also a tailor?
I wouldn't put it past Kai to be a tailor at this point.
No, I've never
Oops. What did that trigger?
Okay, Zasa, what are you looking
dated
for?
even-
January.
I'm looking, going back to the small library and looking for beginner's books on sewing.
Okay. I think you definitely be able to find those. While you're off at the library, Marigold, what were you saying?
I know somebody who'd be perfect for this place. I can't believe I'm saying this.
You know someone.
Yes, I know someone.
Oh, go ahead.
His name is January.
I knew it!
January, I can't say I'm familiar.
He wouldn't be. He's sort of holed up in a little town quite far to the west of here. But if you like, I'll send him a bird to see if he's interested. Just don't mention me, please.
I won't. Whatever you need, I would appreciate the help. And then, Zasa, do you come back at this time with that book?
Yes.
Okay, what do you do?
No, I just checked this book out of the library. It's a beginner's guide to sewing, so that since you don't have the skill right now, you can work towards it, so that you can help with the shop and make it flourish.
I think Eula would have really liked that idea. Thank you. I probably wouldn't have thought of it myself, you know. These old hands, and he raises his hands, and they look pretty battle scarred. Looks like he's been in some fights, but you think he would take this seriously? He would try and learn to sew to keep the business going.
Just remember to return it or renew in 2 weeks.
Of course. I respect the library's authority. I'd hate for them to come after me. I've heard stories about what the library does when you don't return their things. And, Caravan, you come back in now. You have the corset with you, the parasol, the cloak, and the little doll. Have you just kind of bundled them together, or are you carrying them in a specific way?
I don't think she would have the presence of mind, except for maybe putting the cloak out and using it to make a little bindle.
Mm-hmm.
I think she would also bring the stuff for the iron bread too.
Okay. So you bring all of that stuff together.
The armor, the sword, crossbow, and then the personal effects.
As you walk back in, he looks up and he's like, you're spotting the cloak and the armor and the corset, and he kind of rubs his face for a minute, like does kind of like one of like the, drag down, and he's like, yeah, that's definitely theirs. I mean, I basically already knew, but seeing it's another thing. Thank you. He kind of holds his arms out, and he's big, he's broad, he can basically take all the things pretty easily.
And Caravan will hand it over. Do you know the family of the iron bread?
Yes, yeah, I should be able to pass along the word. He was a local. Name was Tanis. Yeah, I'll let them know. Thank you for bringing his armor back as well. I didn't even think about it. But they would like to know what happened to their son.
Of course.
Thank you, and I can't say enough. I really appreciate you bringing back their things, taking the time to tell me that you found them, or didn't find them. Not a lot of people would have done that, and it's a good thing. Thank you. Even if it's the last news I wanted to hear. And with that, you are able to leave the shop. Before you go, the man does kind of stop you all, and he's like, when you mail that tailor, let him know. The shop's name, Eula's Beautiful Things. He should be able to find it from here.
He did the sleeves, so never finished it. It's a more personal matter, but he's an excellent tailor, and he's very gifted in making things that are both beautiful and unusual for people who don't expect it. So I think he'd be a good fit here.
I think you would as well. If that's beautiful work. It kind of reminds me of Eula's.
He's quite skilled. Anyway, I'll go send that bird. Excuse me.
Thank you. And
Caravan is going to dig around in her pouch and hand him over 20 gold.
What is this for?
Help with memorial service.
Thank you. You're seriously too kind. It's not what I expected, honestly, when you walked in the door. But
did you expect us to rough up the shop
No, but you are quite a large group. You're carrying lots of weapons. I try not to jump to conclusions, but not a lot of people have been interested in my shop since Eula left. She was basically the life's blood of this place.
Sorry. I'm really sorry for your loss. I wish we could do something.
You've done a lot just by coming here.
What's this guy's name?
This man's name is I can't find where I put his name, so I'm gonna give him a name right now. His name is Phalor. Spelled F-E-I L-O-R.
I fucked that up.
Just write things phonetically anyway.
Yeah, just write it the way that you're gonna remember how to say it. But yeah, his name is Phalor. I had a different name for him at some point, but it got deleted, so it's disappeared, so it doesn't exist anymore.
Phalor now.
He's Phalor now. Come up with names on the spot.
If you find
But
his
yeah.
old name, it can be his middle name.
Yes, and he's just going by Phalor now. But yeah, the mother, his daughter's name was Eula. His granddaughter's name was Pratcha, and the father's name was Haniel. The elephant father for Pratcha. After, as you all kind of start to filter out of the shop, you see him take the gold that's for the memorial and kind of set it aside. And then he walks into the back room, and you don't see him come out again. He seems to be taking a moment to himself. But
That's reasonable.
yeah, but as you go, you see the inn in the distance, and you see that someone is waiting on the stairs. It looks like they may have noticed you and begun to stand up. Now give me just a moment here, because we have a friend coming in.
Oh no.
Travis, you're up. You see the party getting closer to the inn. They they're all together. They seem to be who you're looking for. And, there we go. You're on screen.
I'll lean on my staff to help me rise from the seated position. I have a staff that's about 6 feet long with a jawless human skull on the top of it. I have black hair about at this length and this level of disheveledness, clearly unshaven for several days. Wearing a plain black tunic, a plain black pair of breeches, and what appears to be a belt crafted from bands of some type of leather that have been knotted very closely. However, if you glance at them, you might notice things like the bends of a knuckle. Maybe you see an eyelid in one of the places on the skin of these belts. And on my shoulder is a raven, full black feathers from the neck down, from the neck up, completely stripped of not only feathers, but flesh, muscle, and eyeballs.
I just like Candy's face.
And as I step forward, I say, "Are you the
Just the face you
Drindali
made of
Bard
that.
Marigold?"
Yeah. What? Oh, it's me. That was not Marigold's response. That was what? I'm sorry. Who are you, and what happened to your clothes?
My
The
clothes.
clothes. Look at the bird.
Oh,
Darling, the bird is
Nekazar is nice. He doesn't bite unless I ask him to.
Oh, goody, he doesn't have teeth.
alive.
My name is Lucian Dane, and I have come a long way to speak with you. May I buy you and your party a beverage?
Marigold, you have the weirdest fans.
I think I need a beverage after this.
I actually think I need a beverage after seeing water on your feet. Okay, what do you need really, though? Because it's not every day that a spooky-looking whatever you are.
Now,
Darling.
hold on. He said he wants to buy us a drink. Let's hear him out.
If my assistance in your quest to beat your rivals to pieces of Mormo is not important enough to you to share a beverage, I'll be on my way. It's fine.
No, that's not what I mean, actually. It's just, have you considered, I don't know, literally anything else to come? Let's get a drink, let's talk, and not out here.
Certainly.
All right, so
After you.
Travis, I'll let you answer this question that Zasa has. Zasa just rolled a 21 on history. What would she know about Lucian Dane with that 21 specifically?
Most likely, the most common appearance in history tomes would be that he was basically hunted out of Hollowfaust for attempting to seize control of the place, and there's a price on his head from the councils at Hollowfaust. He is known to have fled to the city of Glividatel in the Hornsaw Forest, which is known as a den of evil necromancers.
Hollowfaust is also a den of evil necromancers.
Hollowfaust is a den of friendly necromancers.
It really matters when you're talking about necromancers. Gotta get those definitions right here.
Hollowfaust is generally considered civilized by the outside world. Glividatel is not.
So, as you are brought into the tavern, you're all able to take a seat. Lucian does get a couple of strange looks. He's not quite the usual clientele. He certainly brings a certain something to the room. But you're able to pull up a table without too much trouble. It's not particularly busy this time of day.
How tall is Lucian? This is important.
About 6'1".
Bowler.
Everybody in the party is below 5 feet except for Marigold, who's 6'3". So I just, for the mental image, I need to know. Okay, we're good.
I'll have a seat. If there's any sort of bar snacks, peanuts, pretzels, things along those lines, I will just sort of casually feed them to the undead raven on my shoulder while we're speaking.
There are definitely bar snacks. There's a pretty good variety. They have some peanuts, some pretzels. There's something that you can't really identify, but it probably looks like some sort of dried bug that is also available.
Do you like this? Around for my good friends, please.
The bartender comes over and is like, "All right, I'll get you around. Anything else you need?"
I need you to keep everyone away from this table for a while.
Well, that's quite an ask. I could do it for a little bit of coin.
Sure. I'll flick him a gold piece.
You got it, my man. All right, round for the table. And he goes off, grabs a round, and then you see that he starts shooing patrons away, a little bit further away. He sets up, the table's directly next to you. People literally get kicked out of the table, and then he, tips the chairs up on top of it to kind of keep people out of it. And then the round is brought over to you, set beside you. Can I get you anything else?
Distance, please.
You got it. All right. See you later. And he goes back to the bar and starts serving patrons like usual.
So, forgive me for approaching you out of nowhere. Marigold, word of your party's interest has made its way to me. And I have come to offer my assistance in your quest. It interests me.
Why exactly?
Quite frankly, there are some neighbors of mine who have a similar pursuit that I would imagine is for less noble end. And I simply don't like them. So if it sticks in their craw, it serves me.
Interesting. Which neighbors?
The Cult of the Serpent Descendants? Ring any bells?
Oh, yes, of course. Them.
The Torn Womb?
Yes.
Zasa, are those the Oath Takers?
Oh no, these both of them are Mormo worshippers. They don't get along. The cult of the Serpent Ascendant is the group that wants to assemble Mormo's pieces and bring her back to life, and the Torn Womb want to, well, basically destroy the world unless they can enslave it or conquer it in Mormo's name.
They don't sound
Neither of them
pleasant.
like me or any other Asathi who's, not a part of that.
But you're delightful. How could they not like you?
They're monsters.
They sound like it.
And the party would know that while you haven't seen that the specific Asathi that you have dealt with who've been trying to put pieces of Mora back together are with any of these particular groups, you haven't necessarily seen that they're not either. You just know that they had taken an oath to Mormo to put her pieces back together. So they could be related, they could not be. You don't have a specific answer. But they could just be an offshoot group as well.
Now, I do not often leave my home simply to seek out somebody who has made a little bit of noise on the rumor mill about their adventuring capabilities, but you have managed some interesting feats that did slither their way back to my ears, you might say. And I would assume that if you are going to be continuing on this quest, that you are going to eventually make your way into my neighborhood. When you do, I would prefer that it be on friendly terms, so I've come to set those friendly terms.
Are we near a window or anything?
There is a window a little bit further away from you, not directly near this table. It looks like Lucian probably picked this table to be pretty secluded, not near windows or doors. It seems like you can see one, but it's not directly beside you or anything like that.
Caravan's concern being any trees within listening distance.
Near the window, you don't see any trees. You would have to literally check outside, though, to see if there was trees.
Yeah, she'll get up and just do a casual walk, like, near the windows, and if she sees some foliage, she'll just shut the windows.
So, outside, you don't see any trees. At least not at this time point. There's not trees about. You do know that trees, there are, the sentient trees that you've encountered, like Cena's friend. So one could have run away really fast, but you don't see anything right now.
Tree sprinting through town.
Is your aquatic friend nervous?
Yes.
He's very perceptive.
Usually.
I assure you we're safe.
We are never safe anywhere in this world, friend.
She'll
What are your terms?
Yeah, she'll wander back over and sit back down with the group.
You have terms? Discuss them.
Once you arrive, when you enter the Hornsaw Forest, there are a number of factions, you might say, that are at play there that seek and manipulate influence there. I would like to ensure that your activities do not interfere with my own and with those of my people. When you arrive, I would like to set up some sort of a meet, perhaps. Just kind of help shepherd you to where you need to be, keep you away from places you don't. And there may come a point while you're there that I may require a service, some help. Now, it would be foolish of me to come in and ask for something for nothing, so I've brought you a gift. He reaches under his shirt and pulls out a vial, almost like a beaker with a cork stopper in it that's just filled with some sort of continuous meaty mass that is reddish but dried, desiccated. Sets it down on the table, just in plain view of the room.
What exactly is this?
You trying to sell us drugs?
That's a portion of Mormo. It is what you seek, or a part of what you seek. I think it's her uvula.
I'll pull out my little amulet thing and see if it.
Yeah, I'll slide
My
towards
Mormo
us.
compass.
Yeah, so as you pull out the amulet, you get that feeling again, that tugging sensation, that goes towards the little beaker that is seemingly filled with Mormo's uvula.
I will look at my party. I don't know if it's a uvula, I don't know what that is, but this is legit Mormo. I'll put my amulet away.
Where exactly did you get this?
I pried it from the cold, dead fingers of a member of the Torn Womb who bothered to get in my way while I was traveling through the Hornsaw Forest.
Is this a portion of it or the whole thing?
Well, a portion of her uvula?
Yeah.
Never saw it up close. Divine War was before my time.
It's before
Fair.
most of the time.
So you can't tell for certain if this is the entire thing or just a piece. You would have to try and get it out of the bottle to see if it was intact, and also know what a uvula looks like. But while it's in the bottle, it's pretty hard to tell.
It's worth a shot.
It's a sign of good faith and goodwill, and hopefully the beginning of a productive working relationship.
I mean, could it just be that if we have to go to that area, we don't bother you, we just get what we're there for and leave without there being a servitude element involved?
Nobody said anything about servitude.
Well, you said you'd call on us for
Favor.
Yeah, a favor. If I wanted to compel your service, I'd just command your skeleton to leave your body and walk out of here.
Oh no, I like my skeleton where it is.
I don't think there's any need for posturing.
That's not posturing, that's simply the state of things. I have come to offer you help because I'm amused at your quest. I know it's going to place you in my backyard, and I would rather have us be friendly than adversarial. If adversarial is what you prefer, you can keep the little trinket. It has no use to me. But know that I will be prepared for an adversarial relationship when you arrive. It is up to you. I have come in good faith.
Lucian, could we have a moment to talk? Like, could you do earmuffs or something? Like, so the rest of us can discuss this
I don't
proposition.
think he's going to do that.
I mean, I have earplugs. They're made out of beeswax. You can
I don't
just.
think he's gonna take them. Let's just, how about we do a huddle?
If you would like to step away, you may do so. I like this seat.
Oh, I respect that. Caravan will get up and just shuffle like 4 feet away. And put her arms up. Come on, guys. Come on.
You get in a huddle, I assume. I assume everybody joins this huddle.
Marigold's
And-
Marigold's actually still seated, but Caravan will just hear Marigold's voice in the back of her mind.
Okay.
Okay, so Marigold, you're gonna
listening.
stay and keep an eye on Lucian.
He's
in
doing a
fact, it's
telepathy huddle.
Staring
Okay, that's
at him.
fine.
Okay.
Steering contest going on.
And do any of you do anything to make sure you're not heard? Or just whisper?
I don't have anything, so.
Okay. Just checking. Want to make sure I give you all your options. All right. Huddle away. Oh, hold on. Let me see.
stealth combo.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can roll stealth to see how quiet you are as you're doing your discussion.
Marigold actually just picks up a lute and just stares at Lucian aggressively. Not really, but he's just like.
I've heard you were quite skilled. Why don't you regale me with a song while your friends debate the wisdom of my offer?
Advantage because there's music?
Yep, you have advantage because there's music now. So, Shaho, you can roll again. Because Marigold's covering the sound.
Much better.
Oh, yeah. Karen, you got that 20. You're good.
And then, well, I mean, I got a 17, but.
Oh, yeah. Kai, you're
Roll for
fine.
better. Yeah.
Yeah, Kai, you're fine. Okay, so,
Zosa's
yeah.
gonna use message.
Okay,
which
Zos
is
can
just
use message.
All these
very slow,
magical,
but-
sneaky.
All right. So you can all assume that you're not being heard as you discuss this.
Okay, so here's my thoughts. I don't know who this guy is. He's very creepy, so that seems bad. But he bought us drinks, so I'm inclined to like him. So also he gave us flesh in a jar. which is weird, but it is kind of what we're looking for. So again, inclined to like him. And also, I think it would be nice if we had a source for these things that wasn't coming down from Moral.
Morin.
Yeah. Morin. It wasn't coming from Morin because she's way less creepy, but she's definitely an asshole. This guy might not be an asshole. I don't know.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't even know if his bird's alive. I stared at it real hard.
Did you see when it ate one of those like bug things a second
I'm a
ago?
little weirded out.
It was just like bouncing around at the
Same.
His bird is definitely not alive.
I wonder if it
Yeah.
does deliveries.
Probably. But
To him.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the stamina on that thing has to be crazy. Maybe we're going the wrong direction with the plants. I'm getting distracted. Okay. I think
I feel like
I
he
think-
can kill us, so maybe let's just do it. But I don't want to get drawn into anybody else's fight.
I mean, we definitely don't want to get involved in Glivatotel's fight with whoever.
Yeah.
I don't
So
wanna
maybe
be a
some
part of that.
stipulations for this favor that we would owe him or whatever. You know, maybe we come back with, hey, like, we don't want to be involved in like a fight with your enemies, or
no killing people.
yeah, that we won't kill people for you. I think he's pretty good at killing people himself. Probably.
Well, maybe we can pitch it as you don't even need us, so we'll just not bother anything you got going on.
Actually, I do have an idea, but you're not going to like it.
Oh,
That's not a good way to pitch
Okay.
something. But go ahead.
Even I know that.
Yeah, you're setting yourself up for failure. You want to lead with a strong foot forward.
Why am I always the person who has to do this? Marigold actually stops playing as he's not quite adept at talking and playing guitar at the same time. And neither is Rune. This individual is literally an affront to everything I stand for, everything I am as a bard, as a person, and he's offering us a piece of Mormo. Now, strange bedfellows do happen in times like these, but he also... It's awesome. I'm just gonna stop with telepathy and just look over to the party. Look, this is pointless. Can you just come sit down, please? Please, this is ridiculous.
oh.
He's
I'll just
right
tell you myself,
there.
actually. Hello. It's Lucian, was it? Lucian?
Yes.
I'll tell you exactly what I just told my party, which is you, your existence, your bird, your terrible fashion sense are actually an affront to mine. I'm a College of Remembrance bard. My job is to put the dead to rest. If you know
Okay.
anything about me, then you might know that. But
But
I'll make you a deal.
ooh, please.
It's called You and Your Bird and Your Strange Proclivities. Stay out of our way. We'll stay out of yours. And if there is a mutually beneficial arrangement that we can come to, we'll consider it. But you walk in here with your deals and your bargains and your ideas, and yes, you're probably much more powerful than we are. But you have us at a disadvantage, and I don't like bargaining from there.
Perhaps let me be blunt with you. Bad things are coming to the Hornsaw Forest.
Could you be more specific?
I feel like they're already there, but keep
I
talking.
could.
Bad for everyone?
That whole region is going to be in rough shape by the time you get there. It's going to be a dangerous place to be trying to travel. The more assets that are on the board that I have my eye on and that I can direct, prevent from getting in each other's way, the better off we'll all be. If you don't want my help, it's literally no skin off my nose. If you find what I do so offensive that you would turn away an ally against two of the most depraved Titan worshipping cults on the continent, then by all means, I do get a kick out of watching pride consume people.
I think part of your issue is that you asked Marigold about this instead of literally anybody else in the party.
So, Marigold, what was that wisdom save for? What are you looking to know?
That was a personal wisdom save. I do that when I have a character. This is a thing that Rune does, and I've meant to roll it to you. This is a thing I do when I have a character who is divided in two directions, and is either leaning towards caution or is leaning towards not caution. So that is a thing I do occasionally when I personally do not know what to do. I let the dice decide.
Okay. Good to know.
It is ultimately up to you. I have come in kindness, and I would like to see you pull off your little quest. I think it would be wonderful to see the various cults and the Hornsaw be taken down a peg by a few adventurers from scattered corners of the continent. And before... I'm sorry.
Personally, I think it would be refreshing to work with someone who's not definitely trying to murder us. Just maybe. Maybe
I
it's
just
better
feel
than
like
definitely.
we're not getting enough detail. What exactly is the style of help that you're offering? What can you do for us?
He did bring us a piece of Mulro.
Apart from keeping you safe in the Hornsaw Forest.
But what
Once
does
you
that
arrive-
entail? You're like, I
how
can
much-
help. I can keep you safe.
How much do you know about the Hornsaw Forest?
Let's
My
roll.
knowledge of the Hornsaw Forest is a little rusty.
Uh,
I feel like there's a joke here I'm missing.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
All right. Okay. Okay. Let me get some Hornsaw Forest definitions up, unless Travis
my
would like
God.
to take this one.
oh, sure.
Zasa, you don't remember anything right now. But Marigold and Shaho, you would each know something. If Travis wants to take it, he can.
Sure. So the Hornsaw Forest was the spot where Mormo was ripped to shreds. It used to be the Broadreach Forest. And when Mormo was shredded there, her blood seeped into everything. It twisted the unicorns of Skarn into what are now known as the Hornsaw unicorns. Instead of regular horns, they have serrated blades that stick out of their head. It turned peaceful vegetarian creatures into things known as blood reapers that are 9 feet tall and have 4-bladed arms that wander the area. Everyone that was in the Hornsaw Forest at the time is rumored to have basically gone utterly insane from titanic corruption, and it hasn't gotten much better since. There's a rumor that's passed around, depending, I guess, Corinne would clarify whether you've actually been to that area in recent enough memory to know, but there are portions of the Hornsaw Forest that supposedly have been cleansed by the return of a few surviving Broadreach elves, the elves who were indigenous to that region in the past 100 years or so. But aside from that narrow strip of land, it's pretty much a mutated, Titan-corrupted hellscape that at the western edge of it sits the Mesa Caridae that Glivid Autel is built on top of. So the necromancers basically fought their way through all this junk, took over one specific area and made it their home.
I feel like there's better real estate value in other places, but alright. No, you're right. I don't like you, I don't like what you do. But, from what I know of the Hornsaw Forest, we are going to need assistance if we're going to go through it. What do you want from us? Specifically, what do you want from us?
If I need you to not to hold off on a course of action, I need you to listen. If I need you to move while you're in the forest, I need you to listen. I can already get the impression that you're not big on mercenary work. So don't worry, I won't stick you in any combat situations where you're just going to get yourselves killed. I may need something run from place to place. I may need you to be in a location or not be in a location at a specific time or place while you're there. I might need some information from the folks who live deeper in the forest. For that, you can have that little trinket and this little trinket. Come on, Nicholas. The bird horks up a ring. Just a silver ring. Lays it on the table. It's got a crest on it. That will mark the wearer as having the permission of the Council of Glividatel to move through the region. Will keep you alive where you might not otherwise remain so.
How long are we supposed to follow these directives?
What you do once you're outside the borders of the Hornsaw Forest is not my concern. It simply stood to reason to me that that would be somewhere you're going, and I have too much going on right now that is too delicate to have some adventurers poking their nose in, getting in the way, getting themselves killed while I am trying to do actually important work.
I see. So if we go into the Hornsaw Forest and take care of all of our problems in a day and then leave, then we're free of this obligation. And if we take a whole year then in the Hornsaw Forest, then we're still underneath the agreement.
Yes.
Interesting.
Well, this is all terribly ambiguous, and I'm not pleased with it. But do we have a choice?
The choice is you leave the ring there, you go into the Hornsaw Forest without it, and the first time a Glividatel patrol comes across you, they kill you and use you for parts. That's not a threat. That's what's going to happen.
Are you coming around to it, Marigold?
I don't like being condescended to.
Are you kidding? I'm a huge fan.
I can tell. Fine. I'll take your agreement. On one condition.
Yes.
2. Would you go first?
Find a change of clothes, man.
This is merely my traveling wares.
Oh, do you have something with a big fancy collar? Because that's not going to help you either. Kai, what's your condition?
Perhaps when you're in the neighborhood, you can stop by my home. You can help me, pick some nice items out in my wardrobe.
Queer eye for the undead guy? Sure, why not?
So mine's not going to be any more, any better than yours. What's your bird's name?
Nekazar.
Nekozar? May I?
Of course.
Okay.
Bird flaps over, lands on your finger. Very dead bird.
So, because I've seen you talking to him, but I'm gonna try to talk to him in bird, and I want to see if he understands. So I
mean, it's.
And I'm asking him, does this hurt?
I would imagine, though it's ultimately at Corinne's discretion, that Nekazar has become quite comfortable with his existence. It's probably the most pampered undead creature in Gelspeth.
Yeah, I would say that's basically the answer you get. Being undead isn't necessarily great, but he's treated well.
So we just, okay, as long as you're all right. And I'm kind of shying away, but still talking to Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Lie back over onto my shoulder. Again, I'm not coming in here to intimidate or to, condescend. That's not my intent. My intent is to keep you safe, keep my plans safe, and help you get what it is you are looking for. It's that simple.
It really isn't. But, and I lean forward across the table and take the ring and the piece of Mormo and just slide them back towards me. Fine, for now.
We'll see you soon. I get up and tap the table in front of Kevin. Say, you should get a drink. You look dry. Turn around and walk out.
I
Can
was
I ask
promised
you
a drink.
73 more questions?
Oh no.
Did we not get our drinks?
No, you did. You did get
Yeah, we
drinks.
did. Yeah.
Okay.
He's just telling you need to drink more. The bartender comes back around and he's like, bye. See you later. I'm gonna use these tables again if that's cool. Weird guy. Okay.
I think Zasa had questions for Lucian, unless Lucian just
All right, yeah, real quick.
yeeted out the door.
Yeah, unless you stop me, I was going out the door.
Yeah.
You could
I mean,
chase him.
Zasa's not going to make a whole lot of effort to stop Lucian Dane, but she does have 73 questions about Glivdotel, the Hornsaw Forest. and-
Zasa, it's called the pursuit of knowledge. You have to go chase it.
Jesus. I think I've got a hold person who stuff spells somewhere around here. Wrong character, sorry.
Zasa's going to ping him with questions via message until he's out of a 120-foot radius.
Lucian, you just hear progressive questions in your head, just constant stream of the things Sasa wants to know.
Let's walk fast.
Also, give us a sample. Like, what are you saying?
What's the makeup of Glivdotel? What are the predominant deities? How is worship established? What's your system of governance? Is the ruling council? How are votes decided? Do they have to be unanimous?
And
Does it
now
have to
Lucian
be
is out of
balanced?
120 feet. He was walking fast. And
Simple
with that,
majority or super?
and
It's the
with that,
Democratic Republic of Lividato.
with that, we will say goodbye to Travis for a little bit. He'll be back a little later to help us with the giveaway. So he'll just be hanging out, but you won't be able to see him. So say goodbye to Travis, everyone, for a brief little time.
Goodbye to Travis, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Travis. See you on my other monitor.
All right. Now Travis is totally not here. He's gone. Because we're playing peekaboo again. All right.
It's off his camera.
All right. So, that was an enlightening conversation you all had. What do you do now?
Take a long drink.
It seems like
never even have to go.
Yeah.
It seems like every time you come to this tavern, you get weird or bad news. So
Right.
maybe you shouldn't come here anymore.
We're getting a new tavern. This one's cursed.
I
Zasa,
have
can
more
you
research to do.
prestidigitate
would you like me to-
literally everything in that chair, please?
You're,
Prestidigitation, be clean now.
and the chair is now sparkling clean, cleaner than it was when he got here. But you can't say necessarily how dirty he made it. But I feel Marigold probably feels better now, just a touch better. All right, so you all can finish if there's anything in particular you want to do in the tavern, or if you anything you want to go do. I do have one more thing for Shaho specifically to do before the day is through, but everybody else can choose to do something else as well.
I need to send a bird to a certain tailor.
A certain tailor. All right. So do you just go to the little like post office stand that they have here with the birds?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything in particular you say in the letter?
No.
All right. So you just send a missive to Janry being like, Janry, I found you a job. Get over here. You're going to go to Eula's Beautiful Things.
I do explain the situation and how we found it and why and all of that. Like, I do fill him in. I'm not that much of an arse.
Okay.
But no, it's nothing particularly detailed, nothing fond. Especially nothing fond. But it's just a missive that explains, and Marigold feels slightly terrible about everything as he goes back to the tavern.
All right. Is anyone doing anything else in particular during this time period? Like after you leave the tavern or while everyone else is at the tavern?
I before we leave the tavern, I want to know from the group, what are we doing with this piece of Mormo?
Bag.
I mean, yeah.
And then what?
I think we have to give it to Cena, right?
Well,
Do
the
we
fortunate
want
thing is
to?
that it doesn't
No.
seem like it
No?
needs to be shrunk, so we have time.
Just hold on to it for a bit.
Is that gonna attract danger to us?
I don't think so. The thing is...
Not if it's in the bag, right? Your amulet couldn't react to this thing's in the bag of holding.
Right.
Well, I can double check that. She'll double check that. We'll do some science here quickly.
Here's my thoughts,
go ahead.
though. Sorry, go ahead, dear.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that once if you do put the vial in the bag, as you bring out the amulet, it no longer tugs towards it. Whatever allows the bag of holding to hold these things also has enough of an effect that the amulet can't trace it. It's probably something to do with bag of holding being sort of like different planes of existence.
Pocket dimension.
Yep,
I
pocket
assume
dimensions.
this bag is made out of 1 inch of lead, and that's...
So, darlings, here's the thing. Lean in a little bit. I'll just bring everybody kind of in closer and chip the bartender another gold. Keep people away from here, please.
You got it. People keep giving me gold. Best tips all night. All right. And he re-puts the chairs up.
Thank you. Right. I glance around and make sure that we're not being observed.
Yeah, if you want to
There
give me an perception check to see if anyone's watching you.
Is there a tree hanging in the window now? Just like...
Perception check. That's a 7.
Okay, so, Shaho, you feel that people definitely took notice of the conversation, like, the things that have been happening in this bar. It's weird that people keep having weird, secretive conversations in the corner, but no one is seemingly eavesdropping. It's more of people going, like, what the hell? Why?
Fuck?
Yeah, like, very much like if you saw a weird, secretive conversation going on in a bar, you'd be like, that's kind of weird, but not my business. I don't want
I have a
to
question.
get mixed up in that. Yeah.
Did this bar/inn get a name earlier? Because I have a suggestion if it did not.
It did not get a name. What do you want it to be called?
The Dropped Eve.
I love it. Okay. So, the Dropped Eve. Because everything that happens in here is you guys having secretive conversations.
I like it. So, I'll bring everybody kind of closer in. Right, so here's the deal, darling. We have insurance. Now, that guy was an absolute wanker. Don't get me wrong, I hated him. I smelled funny and his bird was terrifying. But here's the thing. If they're trying to put back together all the pieces of Mormo, they need this one, right? She can't come back to life until every single bit of her is assembled. So this right here, is more of a gift than we thought it was, and I thought it was. So don't like the fellow. But they can't
they
put
don't
it
know
back
about
together
it.
with us. Right, they don't know about it. They don't know we have it, unless he's a loudmouth, and he seems like he might be, but not particularly this way, especially if he's, for now, aligned against our current enemies. So, that's a big deal. We should send him a thank you gift. Thinking
We could send them a new cloak or something so it looks nicer.
bouquet of dead roses and a guide on fashion sounds perfect.
Are we sure that she can't come back without her uvula?
I think
This seems like such a small part.
the smallest things have the greatest impact, whether we realise it or not, Kevin.
Oh,
Yeah, I got a
I'm aware
Twitter
of.
once.
I'm aware of small but mighty. From day one.
So, we have insurance for now. This should be kept. We should not talk about it. This is the last time we'll speak of it. Agreed?
Okay.
Agreed.
Sense.
We'll
To
put
answer
the-
that question, Kevin, we don't know that I don't think anyone actually knows how bringing Mormo back works. But if we have a piece and no one else does, and no one else knows that we have it, then we're at least dragging our heels on the process.
What if it's like once you get enough of them together, it starts to magnetically draw everything in, and it just rockets out of our backpack and like in our sleep and wakes us up
Zasa,
and hits us and is gross.
Well,
how do bags of
then
holding work?
it's extra dimensional as far as I understand it. Like the piece would have to be called from another dimension, which is a fascinating idea. I would love to do this as an experiment, but I know that it's a terrible idea and would possibly get us all killed, so I'm not going to, but I really want to, and it's really
Zasa.
conflicting. I'm sorry.
Zasa, darling, focus, please.
Oh, I'm very
Improbable.
focused.
Out on this
Oh, okay. I see.
current problem. Thank you. What's the likelihood that somebody could pull something from an extra dimensional space?
I have never heard of it happening.
So for now, as long as it's with us and we don't talk about it, we don't tell anyone. It's safe-ish. Safe as a piece of a dead titan can be. Alright.
All right, so you've decided to keep the piece, keep it secret, keep it safe. Seems like something that people might do with a ring or something like that. I don't know, but you are keeping it in your bag of holding and not telling anyone it's there. And in theory, no one should be able to get to it when it's there, which is definitely a card in your favor. A nice little card up your sleeve, if it were. So. Is there anything else you all do before leaving the bar, or do you think you're done here for the evening?
Once
Want
once
to
we're done
drop
in the
off
bar,
Gassie's?
Yeah, while you're in the bar. I saw you rolled an investigation, I believe.
yeah, the idea was to go to each of the temples, shrines, and other places of worship in the town and ask them a series of questions so that Zasa can present Kai with a list of potential better options.
Aw, I like that. Yeah. So, while you're in the bar, you start gathering information. You start asking people around the bar, like, "Hey, who do you worship? Where do you do it?" It's very blunt, a little bit weird, just as you usually are. But you are able to get information. You are able to find out like where the different shrines and temples are in this little trading outpost. There's not a whole lot, but you are able to come up with some options. Let me get a good list for you. Give me 1 minute.
I just suggest Tannel.
I'm just going to pull up a good list of all of them so I can give you a couple of good options. Tannel is going to be one of them. There is also going to be a shrine to Madriel. But let me get some additional options. There is a Enkili.
Page 52 if you're looking.
Thank you, that's helpful. Because I can never remember what page that's on. Okay, here we go. Alright, so, like I said, there is Tannel, there is Madriel, there is Enkili. Because you rolled so high, you also do find out that there is one to Denev, which is not hella common to find, but, you do know that various people, including Cena, worship Denev. And then you see that there is one for Corian in the area, and then there's the Chardoon one that you already knew about. And then that's about it. Most of the shrines in the area are to lawful good or neutral, chaotic good, like those kind of deities. Except for the Chardoon one, which is the lawful evil. Everything else is good or neutral or like chaotic in some way.
Zasa's gonna stick those in her notes, and she's also gonna include Idra, because Idra's a god of knowledge,
Yeah.
and also has a mace, so it's it's an okay fit.
All right, yeah. So yeah, you were able to compile a pretty good list. You weren't able to get the exact locations for the different shrines, but you have a rough idea. Some people were like, yeah, it's by the store, but you don't really know which store. They're not, like, telling you all the information, but you think if she picked one and then wanted to ask around more, she should be able to find all these shrines. And, little, places of worship. Alright, so as you all, leave the, tavern, or as you're walking out, you notice that the tavern is, basically connected to the inn, as mentioned prior. But, you, are all aware that, Yasi and the others, Yasi, Pax, and Thenia, are currently hiding out in the inn. And as you're walking out, Shaho, I'd like you to roll a perception check for me. All right. So, even with that roll, it's not incredibly obvious. You're just about out the door when you hear a voice going, "Shaho, Shaho." And you turn around and you see there's a door that connects the inn to the tavern, and the door is cracked just a little bit, and you see Yasi's face like in the crack. And he goes kind of like a, "Come here." I think you might be muted.
My bad.
That's okay.
What are you doing? You're supposed to be in disguise.
I know, I was, but my disguise, like, it stopped working, so I was trying to get it working, and then I came down here because I got really thirsty, but then I realized, shit, the disguise isn't working, and then I saw you, and I'm like, oh man, Shaho's here.
Okay, well, hold on. What do you want to drink? I'll run and grab it for you real quick.
Oh, I would love just, like, a beer or something. I am, like, it's been a day, okay, like... And he's, like, trying to talk as quietly as possible, but now you're, like, standing in front of the door, basically blocking him from view.
Wait, well, hold on. I'm gonna, like, run and grab a beer. And
Okay,
then, like,
I'm gonna
tell
close
everybody.
this door. I'm gonna close this door. And he closes the door so that, you know, he's not broadcasting his presence to everybody else.
I'll grab the beer and I'll, like, scribble a little note and head back over.
Okay. Do you give the note to the party? Or, like, leave it for them?
No, it's for...
Oh, it's for him? Okay. Alright, so you come back over, and, do you, like, knock on the door, or you just open it?
I, like, scratch on it lightly with my claws.
Okay, so, it creaks open again, and his face is, like, right by the gap in the door.
Here, take this beer, take this package and this note, and go back upstairs and hide, or get your disguise fixed.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
It was good to see you.
It was good to see you, too. I hope we can hang out sometime. Okay, I gotta go. And he, like, takes the package, and he's, like, looking at it, like, as he walks away, he's, like, sipping a beer, and, like, kind of, like, scurries back up the stairs that lead to the inn.
Okay, and the note said, "Think of me."
Aww. That's adorable. All right.
Awesome.
That's very wholesome. All right, so it is getting to be night. Is there anything else you all want to do, or anything you're going to head up and go to bed, or anything in particular?
Is there a space on the roof? Can Marigold get up there?
I think it might take a little bit of climbing, but it's not a, like, huge building. I think you could get up there. I would require some acrobatics or athletics or magic to get you up there.
Marigold just wants to get up above the city.
Okay.
24 on acrobatics.
You get up there. You
Determined.
Bard.
Right.
you're like cartwheeling up there. It's interesting to watch.
So yeah, no, Marigold. Sometime during the evening, Marigold will actually just slip out. Normally he makes a fuss. Normally goes, "Darlings, I'm going somewhere. Hold all my coals," you know, Marigold. But at one point during the evening, he just leaves. Doesn't say anything. Leaves his bag, takes his loot, and goes and sits up on the rooftop. And he doesn't play or anything. He just sits up and looks at the moon and just sort of is at a loss. He just stares at the sky for the rest of the evening and probably sleeps up there.
Aw. Okay. Poor Marigold. So speaking of sleep, something happens once you all go to bed. Now, give me just a moment here.
We all fall asleep and have nice dreams.
And nothing
Wake
bad
up all
happens.
rested.
Everything's fine. Yeah, exactly. All right.
This music is making me suspicious.
Right?
Everything's fine. Each of you opens your eyes to find yourselves in a shining plane of white light. Although you are alone, you feel your friends are nearby, as if they are just out of sight. Kai, you also feel as if someone or something is looming over you. There's a darkness, kind of like an approaching storm that's on the peripheral of your vision. And then all of you hear a voice. I've been watching your small but mighty crew. You seek to protect Skarn with compassion. You redeem those who could be your enemies. And you take life only when there is no other option. Anyone say anything?
Sounds like us.
That all sounds correct. Yes.
Yep. It's about right.
You've reached the correct number. How can we help you?
You have reached the small but mighty crew. What can we do for you today? Kai, you in particular are an interesting case. You found comfort in my brother's ways, but that isn't who you really are, is it?
No, it's not.
You have shown mercy in the face of danger. Go ahead.
I'm not too familiar with the familials of the deities. What is your name? Or what do I call you? There we
You
go.
can call me Madriel.
Okay.
Would anyone like to roll in for information on Madriel?
Sure, I'll roll that religion, yo. Get it, Zaza.
Okay.
I did my research.
I'm trying to roll. Let me get there. Religion. There we go.
I think I would only know, like, music to do with Madriel, so.
Yeah, so, Marigold, you do know that there's been many songs about Madriel. Often they are often they're peaceful, but there is known to be, some good battle tunes for Madriel as well. Zasa, you're quite familiar with Madriel. You know a lot about religious pantheons. And you know that Madriel is known as the first angel. She is, her realm, basically, is compassion, healing, motherhood, redemption. And she's represented by a spearhead pointing upward with the tassel of a peacock, like the feathers on it. And she continues speaking. You don't really see anyone. You kind of see a bright shape in front of you. But you can't really make out too many features. It's almost too bright to look at. You've shown mercy in the face of danger. You have embraced the friendship of those who should be your enemies. And you seek to distance yourself from your god, Kai.
I do.
I hear he approves of your goals, stopping our mother from reforming. But not your methods. You've been quite kind.
It feels better to be kind.
Kai, then you hear a deep voice in your ear, and why bring the pieces together at all when you can wipe her followers from the map? When you can force them to fall at my altar?
No.
And Madriel
That's-
continues. He feels you have strayed, but you will come under his sway once more, according to him. He can and will bring you pain, to remind you of who you were and who you could be again. It is his way, after all.
I've been there. I think I'm much stronger now. And so I will try my hardest.
That deep voice is back in your ear again. There's a laugh. It sounds quite malicious. You will fall once more. With broken legs and arms, you'll drag yourself back to me.
It's really rude. You're a rude person. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
You're a rude god.
Did you mean to call all of us?
And then Madriel's back again. I did. Some of this, though, I don't think he did. But he decided to crash my dream sequence.
Oh, don't you hate it when you're trying to talk to somebody and someone else picks up the dream and you're just like, get off my dream! And they're like, no, I want to use it.
Exactly. It's the worst. It's like that party phone line, which doesn't exist. Anyway.
We just aged ourselves.
We did.
Sorry.
Right now, Madriel starts speaking to you again, specifically, Kai. Her voice is melodious, and it seems to overpower the voice in your ear. Perhaps she knows that Chardon is speaking to you as well. I think she definitely has a feeling, as you can tell. Your path will be a difficult one, but you'll be stronger for it, as you already are, I feel. Mercy shows greater strength than dominion. And then she turns to all of you. You feel that you're definitely being addressed now. I ask only that you, each of you, keep being the light that makes Skarn brighter. Sometimes that means bringing bad news so that a father may find peace. Other times, that means setting an example for those who would follow in your footsteps. Above all, it means honoring life. And to help you in this quest, I grant you my mark. Choose amongst yourselves on who will receive this boon of life. And you know that you're being given time to speak amongst yourselves.
Oh, what's a boon of life?
Actually, what is a boon of life? What's she offering? Is it just one of us or all of us?
It seems to be for just one of you, but you get to choose amongst yourselves on what it is. And canonically speaking, what this will be is you will get life's boon. You can use your action to invoke this boon, causing you to shed an aura of faintly luminous healing energy for 1 minute, or until you are unconscious. While the aura lasts, any creature you choose that starts its turn within 30 feet of you regains 10 hit points. You must complete a long rest before using this boon again. It's very good.
So it demands a sacrifice.
So, life's boon. Do you mean that specifically?
Yeah. From what it sounds like.
With life's boon, it doesn't require you to go unconscious. But if you become unconscious, it will not last anymore.
Yep.
So it's not draining you, but it is cool. It'll no longer function, and it can't heal you if you're unconscious because it won't work.
Yeah. Okay. I think I just was hearing
Yeah, no
something
problem.
different. All right.
I think giving it to Kai is a good idea.
You want to be a different person?
Yeah.
Better. Stronger. Kinder.
Better. Faster.
Not what it meant. Stop
Stronger.
it.
Yes, I do.
It should be you. I think you've suffered the most out of all of us. So, a new step in the right direction, being a presence of light and healing, servant of Madriel, maybe. I think it suits you. We agreed?
Kai has my vote.
That's mine.
He's on the list of good picks.
Yeah, as long as you're comfortable with it, this seems like a really big decision to be making, and they're kind of putting you on the spot and doing this in your dream. Like, it's not super chill. So I think you should like really think about it because it seems like a really big commitment.
I don't know that we have time. We may lose it.
Well, it's like 8 hours, right? Sleep.
Madriel does speak up. You know, you see the bright life. You can actually hear a laugh come from it. If you wish, you can wait to choose. I will not force my mark upon anyone. But it will be incredibly useful to you, and taking the mark does not promise that you'll serve me. It just promises that you'll try your best to do the right thing. That's all I want.
That sounds fair.
Then is it decided?
Right.
That we will decide when we. Yes.
All right, then we can wait. If ever you make your decision, all you need to do is say it at my altar, and whoever has chosen the mark shall receive it. Until then, be well, and be careful, Kai. Hard times are coming to you, but I know you're strong enough to handle it.
Thank you.
And all of you, it's dangerous out there. Be careful and keep being you. I can't imagine better adventurers to try and make Skarn a better place.
You keep being you too.
Oh,
Who
I
else
will
would I be?
certainly try. I don't have any plans to change after all these years. Now, get some rest. I'm sure you're tired. And
We're resting.
you feel the dream start to fade away. You go back into your normal slumber. It's almost as if it never happened. But you do feel a certain sense of peace when you awake. You awaken feeling lighter, blessed. And Kai, it seems as if Chardoon has been pushed back for a moment. That looming presence is gone from your mind. However, as morning comes, and as you roll out of your bedroll, you kind of feel your body tense up a little bit. You feel spectral thorns against your skin. They are beneath your feet, digging into the tender flesh of your soles. But after a few moments, that feeling passes. You don't think this will be the last time that you feel Chardoon's displeasure in your choices. But you have somebody else in your corner now. Regardless of whether you choose to follow Madriel or not, she seems to like you.
After I wake up and feel all of that, I start my morning stretches, but I do not. They're no longer going past the point of where they should, I guess, and they're just regular stretches.
Instead of to the point of pain, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Definitely a change. All right. So, is there anything else that anyone would like to do today? We can take a quick break if you all need to go to the bathroom. We have about an hour left.
I need a quick break.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back for more shenanigans. So stay tuned. We're just going to give the party some time to get up and be humans for a little bit instead of whatever they are usually while we play this game. All right.
Thank you.
All right. And hold on a minute.
Also, total side note, I was standing in the hallway on the way back from the bathroom.
We are back live. Sorry.
My thing's sparkly and I'm happy about it, okay?
You can definitely share that. I mean, I think it's great. It's
super cool.
It's very
Just
happy.
Caught out and it looked like stained glass. Leave me alone.
Yeah. All right. Let me just check here. Oh, it looks like cameras are a little bit off.
A little tad, yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. All right, well, I'm going to fix that real fast, but as we get back into this, what would you're all awake now. You just had that weird shared dream where a god talked to you. Go about your business while I fix these cameras.
Well, Marigold wakes up on the fucking roof.
Kai, I had a dream about you. I think... Did we have a shared dream? Is that a thing? That should be a thing.
It was all weird, and there's like gods and stuff, and we want to kind of get a boon.
Yeah, I
What's a
believe
shared
that was real. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Marigold is not there.
And Marigold, you're up on the roof.
I am.
What are you doing up there?
Sleeping.
How's that sleep going?
It's good.
Where's Marigold?
That's a good question. Let's check her room.
Yeah.
I don't think he's probably like out with his zebra somewhere.
The Metalloon is still out front, chilling.
So-
I'm not out front.
Yeah. So his stuff's still here, so he's around.
Yes, Asa, you
Is-
don't really see any sign of where Marigold could have gone.
Is it
How
good
did the
enough to
dream
know that
end?
she hasn't slept, that he hasn't slept in his bed?
Yeah. You notice
Okay.
that his bed doesn't look slept in. The blankets are still how they were. If he did sleep, he made his bed before he left.
He never makes his bed. Ever.
If he didn't make his bed, then he can't lie in it, because that's how that saying goes, right?
How
Maybe
do
we
you
should
dislike
check-
puns? Like, make any
I
sense to me.
dislike when other people make them. They make me mad. When I make them, it's fine.
Okay. So you dislike people beating you to the punch. Gotcha.
Yes, exactly. I get
Ah.
jealous and angry.
I should let you make the puns more often, then we can avoid this whole thing. I get to laugh, you get to make puns, it works out.
Yeah, Megan's just mad that she didn't think of it first, basically every time.
That's
I think
really
it's
what it
kind
boils
of
down to.
funny when Megan freaks out when other people make
It is actually.
Freaking out's a strong phrase. Caravan's feeling a little weird from having gods playing in her dream space. She just wants to go find the altar to Corian and maybe just have a little bit of meditative time there, make sure they're still cool and everything.
Okay.
She didn't hear from her god.
Yeah, your god hasn't talked to you.
Yeah, there was some weird god dispute going on there that she got dragged into.
Yeah, so it's not too hard to find the altar to Corian. It is, it's found, like, near, a smith shop, that has, you know, a little pop-up smithy that has, been put up. You're able to approach, you know, you're not stopped in any means. It's, free for anybody to use as long as you don't, you know, start disrespecting it or anything like that.
Right. Now that she knows where it is, she will swing by the sushi shop. We're still in Elliot,
Yep.
right?
We're
Okay.
still in the, you're still in the trading outpost where the sushi shop was.
Perfect. Okay. She's gonna swing by there, grab a little brunch isn't quite the word. Can you get to go brunch here? She wants like a mimosa and a little sushi platter.
I think you can, because you're friends with Finn.
Yeah. Also, if Finn's there, I'd be like, I didn't see you at the match.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I was there. I was late though. Like I did go though. Like, how could I miss my brother? Like I totally went, man.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was
Yeah.
talking going to live
Yeah,
back?
no, I totally made it. I was a little bit late, but I didn't miss when he went. I just wasn't able to get a good seat, and I was like, I was like down, or well, up in the nosebleeds, like you couldn't see me. But I was there, I wouldn't miss it for the world. No, of
Were
course
you able
not.
to see him pull off the gluteus maximus?
Oh, it was so good. I mean,
Great.
he's my brother and all, like my twin, but like he is the better butt out of the two of us. It's so rude. I mean, I guess
But
he
you
does
gotta work for it.
He does all the work for it. He does the work. I can't fault him, but oh man.
I'll catch you.
Yeah, no, like he's a talented guy, but yeah, I was there. I was able to find him after. Don't worry. I didn't
Okay,
ditch him.
good.
No.
He was really nervous about you not being there. Like
I
gonna
know.
be real
Well,
disappointed.
I've missed some family holidays. Like I've
missed the ass tournament.
I
If you
didn't,
don't miss
I
a holiday,
didn't.
You can't miss that one.
I swear I didn't miss the Ass League tournament. I couldn't. I wouldn't do that to him. I totally wouldn't do that to him.
Well, I'm glad you made it.
I did, yeah. I didn't have good seats, but the gluteus maximus you can see from like a mile away.
Well, for real. Alright, she'll chit-chat with him. She'll chit-chat with him, that was hard to say, for a little bit, and then she's gonna get her food to go and head back to the altar. And this isn't really Corian's thing, but he did make the tritons, so she's just gonna do like a little sushi offering.
Aww.
There's some fish for you. And she'll pour him a little mimosa on the ground. Pour out one for her homies. And then she'll just like sit at the altar, chill a little bit, drink her mimosa, think about things.
Yeah, it's a good reflective moment for you. You don't get any particularly strong feelings, but you feel that Corian's not angry. He seems pretty pleased with what you're doing, at least as far as you've been doing some chivalrous things and being a guardian, and those are things he likes. So it's a nice time to kind of reconnect, and you leave feeling kind of refreshed.
Okay, that's good. Now she's gonna go try to find her people.
All right.
I'm gonna try to track Marigold.
Okay.
How are you going to do that?
I mean, I'm a ranger.
Yeah.
You're going to track me. I thought you said you were going to attract Marigold. And I was like, what are you going to hold up something really sparkly and gaudy and go, "Hey, Bard!"
Yeah, I have to use
Is that what the
tech
bait
bot.
would be?
All right. So what are you
Stick
gonna do
a pile
to
of
track
glitter underneath a
Marigold?
box and stick it in the
Marigold does shed glitter wherever he goes, for what it's worth, and he is wearing whatever the fuck this thing is. So,
So
That should make him very easy to track then, right?
yeah. So
he does sparkle.
yes.
He does sparkle.
if you want to track, roll. You could roll a couple of things. You could roll a survival check to check tracks, check for glitter, or
Roll a check for glitter.
roll a glitter check as you do, or you could roll an investigation to kind of track him down. So investigation or survival, depending on how you're doing it.
The amount of giggling in this party after glitter check.
Tool proficiency glitter. Can I please have that?
Yes, please mark down
Yes!
tool proficiency glitter on your sheet. I feel out of anybody, Marigold would have that proficiency. I don't know what you're going to use it for, but if it ever comes up, you have it. There you go. All right, so Shaho, yeah, you are searching around. You kind of go wandering outside the building, and you do find some glitter on the ground, and then you find some kind of going up the side of the building, as if Marigold had climbed up there, and some glitter kind of rubbed off on the side of the tavern and inn. It seems like he's probably on the roof.
That seems to be a lot of glitter.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll just be like, Komodo, come here. And we'll try to scale up there.
Okay, yeah, you can, I think it wouldn't be hard to do. You and you and Komodo have done way more dangerous things than track some glitter up the side of a wall. So as you kind of climb up there with Komodo, you know, riding on his back, Marigold, what does Shaho find?
Marigold is laying on his back on the roof. His loot's sitting next to him, and he's just staring up. What time is it, by the way?
I'd say it's pretty early.
Dawnish?
Yeah, I'd say, well, because this is happening concurrently with Caravan going and having her brunch and meal with Finn. So I'd say it's a little past dawn. It'd probably be like maybe 7 in the morning or something. Probably pretty early by the time everybody got up and noticed you weren't around.
Okay. So yeah, Marigold's just laying on his back staring at the sky. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't even seem to notice you, which seems a little odd for him.
I was gonna ask if you looked hurt or anything, but I'm like the sun is in my eye really bad, so I'm just gonna come over directly to you. Like, you doing okay, Marigold?
Oh God! Didn't hear you.
Sorry.
It sits up. His hair's a mess. He looks like he slept outdoors, which is like, fuck. What? No. I'm. What are you doing up here? How do you find me?
The glitter.
God damn it! I really need to cut down on it, but it's just so wonderful.
Yeah, and I mean, I wasn't really trying that hard either.
Less glitter.
Definitely.
No, darling. Sometimes I just get I get antsy. We've been in this town too long. I know that sounds stupid, but I'm not really used to staying with the same people for more than, I don't know, a few days.
That adventure bard life.
Not exactly. It's more when you stay in the same place, you build bonds with people, and when you build bonds with people, you have the potential to disappoint them. When you're constantly in and out of people's lives, you're this flashy, wonderful thing that just sort of shows up and throws them a party, and it's all wonderful, and nobody ever gets to know you, and never really sees the worst of you, or anything, really.
My whole family, like the whole community, kind of viewed me as a disappointment. That's why I left.
You too, huh? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
well, when you're a
We all have that in
Manticora
common.
and you're this small, you know, we should be big, and I'm tiny.
But you're also fast, and you're clever, you're very observant.
Sometimes.
I just don't think they valued you for what you're actually worth. And that's on them. That's their mistake.
It's been really nice to stick with a bunch of people who don't view me as a burden.
You are anything but a burden, darling. But, do you ever... Do you ever get somewhere, and it's really lovely, and it's wonderful, and it's nice, and you like everyone, and it's the happiest you've ever been, but there's this part of you that looks at all of it and just wants to run.
Well, I think anything that we're not used to has the potential to scare us, even if it's good things. The unknown, even if it's a positive unknown, is still a scary unknown because you don't know it.
Yeah, that's very wise. And the unknown to me is being known, and it's terrifying. I'm afraid I'm going to disappoint you all, stop being funny and entertaining all the time, and you'll suddenly see that I'm just a nobody, really.
That's not true.
Oh, darling.
You're our friend.
Oh, am I?
Absolutely. You're still with us despite every opportunity to not be here and valid reasons for not wanting to be here. So the only thing keeping you here has to mean that you like us.
I do like all of you. You're all wonderful. But, yeah, this whole saving the world thing is not really my jam. But,
Yeah,
here we
not
are.
mine either, but it's gotta be done, right? And at least we're getting paid.
That is true. Did you have a dream last night? I feel like I had a dream last
Oh,
night.
we all did. We all had the dream. We were talking about it this morning.
Really?
Hmm.
Madriel, right?
The goddess lady.
Yeah, the big bright light said, "Ooh, hey, you guys are great. We love you."
Yeah, she wanted to give us a present. I like that.
That is nice. I feel like,
I guess the necromancer wanted to give us a present too. That was less nice.
yes, but it was a good one. That's the thing. Strange bedfellows. Even though I wouldn't bed him if he paid me, but you know, hey.
You up for grabbing something to eat?
Do you know, that sounds lovely. Let's find Zasa and Kai and go get food. I'm sorry for disappearing on you all. I just needed to look at the sky and reminded it was, you know, still there, still waiting.
Well, if you do decide to leave us for good, at least leave a note. Like, you left your stuff, so we figured you weren't, like, ditching us, but it's still a little weird to wake up and you not be there.
I left it so I wouldn't leave. But, you know, I think I'll stay for a little longer, at least.
Good.
Food?
Food.
Food. Where's Zasa? Watch your step coming down here. Oh, you've got a lizard. Never mind! I fall off the roof. Marigold will gracefully swing himself down the same way he came,
Zasa's-
but like into the dirt. Let's say
Incorrect. Zasa's down there. You levitate.
Ah, nice.
Hi, hello. Sorry. Where's Kai? Where's Kevin? Is Kai with
You
you?
don't know.
Actually, I ran out this morning after like we all found out Marigold was MIA. And I went to go find like the closest like little grassy field or grove or whatever real quick.
Oh.
And I am going to look for some live crickets and grasshoppers for the lizards.
Yeah.
Because they've had like feed and like dead stuff.
Yeah, you can roll me a couple of different things here. You can roll me an investigation to find bugs, or you can roll me a nature to find bugs, or you can just try perception if you're just going to look really hard for bugs and hope you find them.
Let's see. Not good at any of those. We will go for. Let's see. That one's a little bit better. Let's go for perception.
Okay. Okay, so you're looking around, you get out in this field. It's quite lovely. It's kind of calming, being out here. And you're looking around for bugs for a while, and at first you're not able to find any. But then you kind of, you lay down in the grass, and as you're laying in the grass, like, you're there long enough that, like, crickets and stuff start hopping on you, and you're like, oh! So you find them, but not really the way you intended.
Okay.
I'd say you're able to get a good amount, not a ton, but enough for at least a couple
Just
crickets.
Still, little snack.
A couple crickets for each of the lizards. A nice little treat.
Yeah.
A cricket or two as a treat. All right. So, Caravan, you're probably on your way back by now, after having had your nice reflective moment and brunch. And you're all gathering together, kind of meeting up, and you're not really sure where to go from here. You still need to wait for Cena to get back from you. You can't quite leave until you have a destination or something to do. But as you're all standing together, you see something in the distance. I'd like everyone to roll a perception check for me.
Squashing that partial. Woof.
All right. Okay, so we have Okay. So, Marigold, Caravan, and Kai. And I suppose Zasa too. Yeah, you see this. It's something kind of strange. You can't quite put your finger on it. You see a shape in the distance. It's something flying. You think it's a bird, but there's something wrong with it. It's flying crookedly, weaving in the air as if it's confused or exhausted. As it approaches, you see that the bird looks injured. Feathers frayed and missing. There's a chip in its beak. And by now it's close enough that all of you can see it. As usual, it carries a letter. But this letter seems tattered and damaged, probably from whatever caused the bird to look the way it does. When the bird finally lands, it laboriously hops to stand in front of Marigold.
God, you poor thing. I will scoop it up immediately in my hands and cast Cure Wounds on it.
Okay.
It's, please hold. 9 healing.
You see it kind of perk up a little bit. The feathers don't regrow, but it doesn't look as exhausted anymore. It seems revitalized. It still has a chip in its beak, but that'll fix itself in time. It kind of it tweets a little bit, and Kai, you would understand this. It says that it was attacked on its trip, and that it has a very important message.
All right, I will pull the message.
Wow. Yeah, he was attacked, you guys.
Oh, poor darling.
And I asked him if it was, like, on purpose.
He responds kind of softly. It's a very soft tweeting. I think so. It seemed targeted. It wasn't just an animal. It was a spell of some sort. It hit me. And let me post this in the Discord.
Marigold will read it. Hold on. That's the wrong chat. Oops. Tattered waxed letter. Oh no. Marigold immediately flips it open. Oh god. Okay.
Oh.
Oh no. Marigold, I write this missive without the flourishes that I long to pen, for now is at the time for flowery words. You told me to keep an ear to the ground for talk of Mormo, and I believe I have found something. The client of mine was having a cloak repaired. The cloak was fairly average, but on the clasps and hems was a symbol I knew I had seen before. I committed it to memory and searched once they had left. It was the symbol of the Hag Queen, Mormo. If it weren't for your warning, I would have brushed it off, but the client was speaking to a companion, and I worried that this sort of discussion was exactly the information you were looking for. I didn't catch it all, of course. I had to focus on my work of risk getting caught eavesdropping, but they said something like the following. Our mother hides in the hills. We must go. There is talk of her essence going missing, of mercenaries taking her away to some undisclosed location. If we go, we must be prepared for constant confrontation. M has assured us that we will have backup. I've heard something will meet us outside the Stricken forest. I didn't include the name because I didn't quite hear it well, but it started with an R, something like Rissa or Rees. Something like that. I hope this helps, but please be careful. I hope to see you again. And if you die in some forest, that won't ever happen. Worried and missing you, January. Oh, bless this thing. He's going to be targeted. Oh. I'm keeping the bird.
Okay.
I put the bird on my shoulder.
The bird, having been healed, hops up. It starts tweeting again, and Kai, you understand that it's saying that this bird was being taken care of by January. He didn't get it from the post. This is his own personal messenger bird.
Oh god, so I know this bird.
When you last met it was quite young. It was just a small little birdling. So it's grown up quite a bit.
What color is it? Is it like a regular messenger pigeon, or...?
It's all white.
Okay.
It's an all white messenger pigeon. It's definitely looks more like a dove.
Okay. He named it after me, didn't he?
It doesn't say its name, but maybe it's been told not to.
I know this bird. That I definitely know this bird, and it's called Mary. that's Janry's pet name for Marigold. Okay. Okay, I'm keeping the bird, but we need to send him another one. This one's too distinct to be sent back right now. Marigold will, without a word, pivot on his heel and walk back towards the post office. You are staying with me, I tell it in Sylvan.
Did he just kidnap the bird?
No, I know this bird. I know who it belongs to.
Okay, but you
Counts as
just...
kidnapping.
It's a bird napping.
I will quickly write a missive back.
Okay.
Janry, thank you for the information. And please head to this city so I can keep an eye on you. Won't be sending the same bird back. Don't worry, Mary's safe with me for now.
All right.
And yeet it into the air.
The bird is yeeted. It flies off, heading in the direction that Janry seems to be. And
Someone should make armor for the birds if they're going to be traveling, sending posts.
that's a business idea right there.
It really is.
I want to make it clear to everyone that even though you know me, if you see me doing my job, you can't just keep me. I get to
No,
keep working if I want to.
Kevin, this is Janry's personal messenger bird. I watched it hatch. I know this bird. And it's too distinctive to send back to him.
It still
Yeah,
belongs to someone else.
He was injured, like on purpose.
It was.
He's just trying to keep the bird safe.
What, does
I
it
will-
want to stay with you?
I ask it in Sylvan, and then I'll ask it telepathically. Telepathically?
Telepathically.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, so the bird tweets, and Kai, you would also understand this, but he says that he's worried about Janry, considering he was attacked as he flew, but he's happy to stay with you until you're able to reunite with Janry.
I'll turn to Shaho real quick. You know what, Kai and Shaho?
Mhm.
We need to teach Shaho Sylvan, and you need to teach Shaho how to speak with birds.
That
That
sounds
sounds
like a
like we
lot
did.
of lessons.
Yes? But don't worry, Sylvan's easy once you get the hang of it. It's just, mostly tree wrestling.
Oh, should I try to speak it again like last time?
Go for it!
So that would just be an intelligence check for me, to see if you're able to speak a little Sylvan.
Boy! You can do it, I believe.
The trees cringed so hard. When
They
I tried
did
that.
not like it last time. No, they were not into it. But maybe this time you'll get a little bit more of a hang of it. Maybe you remembered something, or you just had to mull over it a bit.
All right.
Okay, this is more competent than the last time. You've been thinking about it. You've been practicing in your spare time. You've been listening to what Marigold's been saying. You don't know exactly what you said, but you know you said something in Sylvan. Marigold, I'll let you choose what Shaho actually said.
Shaho just says fuck really loudly in Sylvan. No. I would say that Marigold would have taught Shaho greetings first.
Mm-hmm.
So Shaho very clearly says hello in Sylvan. I'm not that much of an asshole, and Marigold isn't either.
The bird tweets back, like, kind of happily, like, oh, saying hello back. And I would like you all to roll me a history or a nature check, just to see if you can glean a little bit more information from this letter.
Nope. Zasa for the win.
Zasa for the win there. Okay, so Zasa, you know, historically speaking, and that, just given that it mentioned the hills, that it was probably talking about the Haggard Hills. The Haggard Hills are nearby, but not particularly close. It'll take a little bit to get there. Unlike many other parts of the Kelderfoot Hills, the Haggard Hills remain largely inhospitable. Still
It's
suffering.
catching.
Yes, it is. Still suffering from the terrible damage Vangel wrought upon them during the Divine War. Some wildlife has returned to the sun-baked dry mounds comprising these hills, and some settlers and hunters do live here in the better, more welcoming areas. However, much of the region is a wasteland, home only to carrion birds, goblins, and other foul beasts and monsters. Shaho, You specifically remember from some of the research you did that there's also, you also know that there is a group of friendly Manticora in the Haggard Hills. They are creating communities in the inhospitable place. One is a female-led pride. The leader is named Helena. And she is, was mentioned to be half Manticora and half Orc.
Fastest way to go, that would be through the Casbah Peaks again. No, I don't want to go through River Pass again!
So, that is one of your options, but there is another one. Going through Murmur Pass would probably be a bad idea. You've had some bad luck. Currently, right now, you are actually up near the Fouled Forest, between the Fouled Forest and the spires of Garou, or Garak. So, where you're located, you would be able to, let me just
Thought we were in Meliad.
no, you're not actually currently in Meliad. You're still in the trading outpost, which is here. Oh, hold on. I tried to ping and it didn't work.
Ket? Or...
Nope, you're here. You're in
okay.
a city that doesn't exist.
Cool. In Derakeen somewhere.
Yeah, you're in Derakeen. You're on the Border River, but it's not actually a city. It is just a trading outpost that has, like, it's basically growing into a city. You think one day this could be a city, but it hasn't officially been founded yet. So what you could do is you could go back the way you came through this little pathway into the perforated plains, and then go down through the Stricken Forest.
Of course.
To get to the Haggard Hills. Otherwise, you're going around, which is going to take you more time, and it does lead you further into the perforated plains again. But fastest route would be through the Stricken Forest.
Of course it is. Fraught with danger and terrible things.
Now, what do I know about the Stricken Forest?
So, Shaho,
Live it.
you do know a little bit about this. There are many places that are inhospitable or dangerous in Gelspad, a lot. But the Stricken Forest is one of the worst. Unlike many places in Gelspad, this isn't because of the Titan War. It is said, but it's actually maybe because of a ritual that was performed by a powerful group of spellcasters, possibly the Druids of Ket, just prior to the Druid War, roughly 75 years ago. It's not a nice place, but it's not because of the Titan War. And whatever caused it, the forest is sickly and ill. Many of the trees and plants are reportedly semi-sentient and hostile. And numerous species of creatures that haunt the place are invariably strong, malevolent, and fierce. And in many cases, quite unnatural. It's not a nice place, but it's not because of Titan stuff for once. It's just some druids probably did something bad in here.
The Stricken Forest is bad news.
Is anywhere we go ever pleasant?
No.
Okay.
I think this place is pleasant.
It's alright, actually. Well, at least we'll be on the road again.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, so do I know anything about, like
Peter, trying to update.
I'm trying to think of, like, how you prepare to go in there,
like what you'd be ready for.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to say. The main thing that you know is a threat are the sentient plants and the fact that the forest is mad. It's not necessarily that there's any specific types of creatures in there beyond the forest itself. The forest is mad that people did this to it, and it doesn't want to be this way. So the fact that you have people among you who speak Sylvan is probably useful. But you don't know any specific way to prepare for this forest, because this forest is unlike any other forest, because it's a forest of sentient trees. Not all of them, mind you, but a lot of them.
Could we talk to Spike and ask Spike what makes angry plants feel better?
You definitely could. But that'll happen next week, because we have a giveaway to do.
Oh, we do.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
All right, I'm gonna get Travis back in here next week, or well, 2 weeks from now. We're missing a session next week. 2 weeks from now, we will come back and we will figure out more of what's going on here. The party will be traveling to the area around the around the Stricken forest, and some fun stuff is gonna happen, or dangerous stuff, whatever.
Both.
But yeah, probably both. Until then, Travis, do you have something you would like to say?
I do. Once again, I just wanted to remind everyone that the reason for the convention is to raise some money, both for the Thurgood Marshall College Fund, which last time we looked, I think was about $300 shy of goal, something like that, and for the Banana Group, which has met their fundraising goal for the weekend. So now everything else is all gravy for there. So both very worthy causes, both very much in need of support. Even throwing $1 that way really does make a huge difference. But since we're here and we're in a celebratory mood, I'm going to go ahead and give away a Creature Collection PDF for 5th edition. Some of the lovely things we discussed and described today are in that Creature Collection 5e, such as the Blood Reaper with its 4 sword-like arms, and the Hornsaw Unicorn, which I often point to people who've never heard of Scarlands before as like the benchmark of what the setting is like. Our unicorns have serrated horns. That pretty much covers a good idea of the feel of the place.
They sound like good friends to me. I mean,
I
bring
wanna
them
catch
in
one and ride
here.
it. I want to ride one. Give me one.
Menelin might get jealous. I don't know.
That's true.
Metal
We'll get him a serrated horn.
So how this is going to work for the giveaway is it's going to require you to be active in chat. So everyone should go say hi in chat. If you're on the screen or a moderator of the channel, you're not going to be eligible for this giveaway. Sorry to break your hearts. But everyone else certainly is. So pretty pleased with Sugar on top. Hop in, say hello, sound off, so that we can give you a copy of the 5e PDF. And while we're waiting to see if some folks are going to hop in and check it out, I also wanted to just, again, call to attention the whole reason that I was brought in the guest appearance that I brought in today was because we were talking a little bit about Dead Man's Rust, which is going to be coming very soon. It's going to be a full-length campaign for Scarlands, levels 1 through 10, set throughout Central Galspad. So very exciting stuff. And one of the locations, of course, that you may or may not be able to visit is in Glividotel. So does anybody have any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns before I hit this this button? We'll give it a few minutes for folks to say hi in the chat.
Yeah, I think right now we can go around and have everybody promote their stuff while we wait for people to get in chat. Just because they're all wonderful people and I want you all to check them out outside of here. But also come back on 6/27 to see us play this again. Same time, same place. While we kind of start wrapping up the season soon, maybe, unless the party gets distracted. So, they're real good at that. They're real good at that. So who knows how long this will go? Probably forever. So we're going to start at the bottom this time. Shawnee, tell us about yourself.
Hello, I am Shawnee. If you want to check me out on the internet, you can find a lot of my stuff at Showcat Cosplay across all social media. I dress up and play a lot of different characters, so it's well worth checking out. Something else, if you want to get an idea, is I am part of an artist collective called the Moe Cafe. And we've got people who make web comics, people who make music, artists, all kinds of things in there. And of course, cosplayers like me. So if you want to check out what's going on with me in regards to the Moe Cafe, the link to their Twitter should be posted. Other than that, just shout that cosplay.
Alrighty. Next up, we have Rune.
Hi guys, I'm Rune. I make art all over the place. I am primarily working for Cubicle 7 on Age of Sigmar Soulbound, so go check that out on Drive-Thru. You can find me here on Saturdays, my own channel on Sundays at RuneSale on Twitch, and then right now we're on hiatus, but I'm also part of Goldheart Gaming. doing streams every other week for Descent into Avernus, and then I'm also here on Tuesdays. So yeah, if you're sick of Marigold, you can have more Marigold. That's me. So anyway, yeah.
Come back for all the marigold. All right, Megan.
Hello again, friends and foes. I am Megan. You can find me on Twitter if you want to hang out at Megan is a Nerd. Primarily, I am on the channel Chromatic Chimera. If you want to see me again, that's the next place to see me. I'll be there Wednesday for Steam Spell, which is a steampunk fantasy setting. Otherwise, I'll be here same time next week. Looking forward to seeing ya.
Very nice. Then we have Candy.
Hi, I'm Candy. I am the producer of the Dicey Amazons Twitch channel. I DM our current tabletop game. It's a homebrew campaign that we play every other Sunday. Tomorrow, though, we actually are partnering with Prism Pals to celebrate Pride Week. And we are doing a one-shot with brand new characters. And so that's something you can check out. Other shows that we do. We do video gameplay as well. We actually stream 6 days a week now. But we do video gameplay. I know.
It's been wild. Like every time I go on the computer, I'm like, oh, they're streaming again. Cool.
But it's like 6 of us. So like there's like 3 of us like streaming separately as well. So but yeah, we do video gameplay. We just had a show come out this past week that was awesome. One of our players had to hop out the nest and do her first stream. It's called A Blurred of This and That. And talking about people of color centered comics and books and poetry. And then real quick, because it's something that's coming up that we really want to do, that we're really going to do, is going to be a poetry slam/reading on the 26th, Friday the 26th, with some local San Antonio poets. That's kind of how most of us met, is through that scene. And so I may actually read something as well that I have written. We will see. But we'll be raising funds for a couple of for a charity as well. So
very cool. Definitely check out Candy and the Dicey Amazons. All right, Hiromi.
Hi, I'm Hiromi. I am a freelance RPG author as well as a author of queer fiction. I have my Amazon author page over in the chat. I also enjoy doing fun streams. There's going to be a Scion game tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific. Do math to figure out where it is in your time. I believe Travis is going to be there as well.
We are going to get to play together. It's going to be insane.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be great.
And then I am we're gonna get. You can see a parallel universe version of Zasa on Tuesday for the Legend Lore stream that Corin is also running.
Yep.
That is, I believe, also 6 p.m. Pacific. Other times, do math.
Making people do math. Come on now.
there are websites that you can just punch.
Yeah, that's what I do. I don't remember.
And yeah. I'd like to say that Seattle is not on fire. We're fine. Like, Capitol Hill looks basically the same as it always has, because Capitol Hill has always been super protesty. So like, nah, it's fine. Like, nothing weird is happening.
Tales of Seattle falling apart is greatly exaggerated.
Yeah.
All right. Well, finally, I am Corinne, otherwise known as Manic Pixie Girl on Twitter. I also stream on Roll the Roll, which is my home channel. So come check me out there if you want to see me do more silly voices and probably run some more stuff in the future. It's where I do things when I'm not doing things here. And with that, Travis, do we have a winner?
We do. It's Lyshote. Please hit me up at Plastic Age Plays in DMs so that I can get you your information and get you your copy of the Scarred Lands Creature Collection for 5e. A fine tome of monsters and mayhem. It's lots of fun.
Congratulations, Lyshoot. And is anything else coming up directly after this?
After this will be the So You Want to Make Community Content panel, I do believe, with Rich Thomas and Matt McElroy. And we have a couple of creators, I think Ryan Wielden, who run...
Well, yeah, definitely.
And Erica Facette, I think, is our other guest.
Well, stick around, hang out for that, and I hope everyone has a great week. Come see us again on 6/27 when we're back at this. And I hope you have a great weekend and raise more money for charity. Say goodbye, everyone. Stay
Bye,
safe.
everyone.
Wash your hands.
Everyone.
Mask up.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, we're gonna switch away to our ending screen and.